Hey, I'm Rowan Campbell from Halloween Ends, and I just want to say FREAKQUELS podcast sucks.
Hey, wait!
Hello, you beautiful freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of FREAKQUELS. I'm your host, EJ Leeson. With me today is that guy named Rory. What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm going to start introducing myself that way.
Rory.
Very soft. Elongated.
Like you're like trying to scream it out. Yeah.
But not confident enough to
Yeah,
actually
you're
scream.
like,
It's me! Rory Colorese! You know?
yeah.
I'm a little
yeah.
bashful when I'm shouting.
Yeah, you're like, it's like a bashful shout.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so
Like,
cool.
when I'm in the company of loved ones, I will shout in their face. You know,
Right.
like I turn beet red. I like to.
Purple almost.
I point my finger directly in their face and make them wonder if this is it.
Right.
But when I'm
correct.
outside and I'm keeping up appearances, my shout is adorable.
Yeah, it's like a little high pitch, soft shout.
Yeah. And then people look at me and they're like, there's no way that guy could be the monster that everyone tells us about that knows him. Just something.
And it's crazy because you'll just yell random things and it sounds cute though.
Yeah. Like fire in a
Yeah.
full room.
You're like,
Fire!
Bush did 9/11. Wait, what?
Excuse me?
The Earth is really flat.
Conspiracy! That's just what I yell. I don't have any
conspiracy
specific
theories.
conspiracy. I just yell out, conspiracy!
And with us today, we have a very special guest, third time on the show, Mr. Chris Conforti. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Great. How about yourself? What's new?
Nothing too much. Just hanging out, filling in on short notice today.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we had a cancellation, and so EJ and I are like shooting ideas around, and very quickly for some reason I landed on this movie, and then I was like, oh wait, I have to reach out to Chris Conforti about this movie because you and I had an experience with this movie once. It's the first time we ever made love. No, it was they were showing
Don't
it.
lie.
It happened. I've got details. No, we
Receipts.
at the Mahoning Drive-In. Ask anyone. At the Mahoning Drive-In, they were showing this on 35 millimeter. It was a really magical experience, and you went with Kristen,
Yep.
with Becca, and then we all acted like we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. It's
that's
the only
cool.
time I've went to Mahoning, and it's because I like this movie so much.
It's a magical experience, the Mahoning Drive-In.
It was awesome when I was there.
No, it
I
only
enjoyed
gets better. Like, it is like one of my favorite places. I say this to Becca every time I go. There's just like a point where I'm like, I just feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to just be living in a parking lot, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
Driving.
I mean, that's kind of how I felt just lounging on the Lincoln Memorial the other day. I was just like, I'm just supposed to just stay here. Just get a cot and just live there.
You guys at home may have read about this, but Chris Conforti was actually streaking through DC over
That's
the
right.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the National Guardsmen caught me that was patrolling the streets.
Sad thing is that he said he was National Guard, but it turns out he was just a pervert looking for some kicks.
He still tackled Chris to the ground.
He did.
All right. So one of the things that we like to do is talk about recent movies that we've watched recently. Chris, do you want to start us off? What are some movies that you've watched?
So the last movie I think I saw was Reminders of Him, and that was pretty good. I guess it was based off of a book. It wasn't. I didn't research anything of it, and typically when it's a book movie, I'm expecting kind of like a feel-good love story, and it was kind of that, but there was a little bit more to it.
Which one's that?
What one?
What movie you saw?
Reminders of Him.
Is that the movie with the girl from It Follows?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, okay, I saw a trailer for
Micah
that. Yeah.
Moore. Is that her name or
Michael Moore, yes.
Mike? It's something like that, isn't it?
Micah
Micah Monroe. Yeah, Micah Monroe.
I think it's Michael Moore.
Right. Oh yeah.
He's there's a whole Bowling for Columbine thing in it.
Right.
I mean, it
Right.
probably
You ever
would've
see
been
that,
better
Doc?
if you-
Yes. Yeah. I saw that, and I saw Fahrenheit 9/11,
I did too.
and then what was the one we saw?
We saw it was like Fahrenheit 11/9 or something. It was
Yeah.
like backwards.
Yeah, it was 11/6.
Yeah, I don't
Something.
know. I don't know. It's a
forget.
bunch of numbers.
Yeah,
We saw it though.
we saw that too.
I remember I was leaving there, and my light came on my dash indicating that the pressure had dropped in my tires. So I thought that I had driven over a nail again, but I didn't.
Yeah.
That's what I associate with that experience. The time
Right.
that I was just like, God damn, I don't want to buy another tire. Ooh, I'm okay.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
But the movie overall was like really good.
It was okay. I mean, it was good.
Yeah.
I don't think I would like revisit it, but it was like all right.
So it's not like a nail in the tire. It's pretty good.
I mean,
How many nails in the tire would you give it?
I mean, in terms of flattening your tire, like 2 maybe,
2? Okay.
2.5.
Is that like 2 out of 5?
Yeah, it's like 2 out of 5.
Five
I
bring
don't know.
down-
No, I'm being negative. It's probably like 3. It's average.
3 nails in my tire
3 nails in your tire.
out of 5. Okay, that's not bad.
Now, however, epic Elvis Presley in concert. I went to go see that 3 times, and I would go see it more if it was allowed to be in more. That's a full 5 nails in your tire out
Yeah.
of 5. Like your tire's flat.
You know, I can see my car peeking in the window right now. He's real nervous.
It's like
Holy shit! What are they talking
please
about?
just calm down, guys.
I do nothing but cater to you.
One nail kind of sucks, okay? Like, but 5, come on, that's overdue.
I've been with you guys. We've gone on trips together. I've been there. Don't be
I mean, yeah,
jamming things.
that's
in me.
true. The car's hauled me. It's hauled me a few times.
Yeah,
And I'm over there talking about flattening and stuff.
I know. He's done nothing but been nice to you.
But Epic was amazing.
Epic was amazing. Baz Luhrmann is fantastic, and you could tell he has a real big passion with Elvis Presley.
A bombastic sort of filmmaker.
Yeah, and,
So it kind of like syncs up nicely with Elvis.
yeah. And what he did with the movie is he always heard rumors that there was this never before seen concert footage, and when he was doing the movie with Austin Butler, he actually sent somebody down into I think it was MGM salt mines, and he actually found them. And his thought was, okay, well, I could see if I could like upconvert this, which he did with Peter Jackson, and they formatted it for IMAX. And unfortunately, I did not get to see it in IMAX. I lost that battle, but I did win the battle of getting it into my Regal, which, I thought it was amazing. I saw it 3 times.
Wow.
Loved it.
Yeah, I saw
Dennis-
it once. It was really good.
Yeah, like it was awesome. Like you get a chance to see kind of who Elvis was on stage and behind the scenes, and he was just like a fun guy.
Yeah,
Like
not,
Elvis,
not like a mushroom, like just a fun dude.
yeah, just like a fun dude. It seemed like everybody loved working with them.
right.
That was cool.
Where's
I
my
love that.
14-year-old girlfriend?
or her. No.
I mean, he did love Anne Margaret. That was his true love.
I thought like the documentary though was like really rad. Baz Luhrmann, like it's weird because he makes a movie like every 8 years or so. Like he doesn't, you know what I mean? Like he'll put out a movie and then wait like a little bit and then put out another. Because I think what Romeo and Juliet he did like 96 or 97, 96,
Yeah.
and then Moulin Rouge was 99.
No, I think that was like 2001.
Yeah, I think it was like
And
Which,
then
which, by the way, I love that movie.
I love that.
Hugh
movie.
McGregor is like a charm factor.
Oh,
in that.
I have to talk about. We're gonna talk about something in a second.
All right.
More on him in a little.
Is that what
But
I think it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was like a
that's all I have to
highlight.
Are we all on the same page?
Yes.
Yeah, we're on
Is
the
it
same
something that happened last night?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, cool. We're all on the same
Amazing.
page.
Because I think all three of us we could talk about that next.
Yeah.
But and then then he took like a little bit of a break. He does Australia 2008.
Was that the Nicole Kidman joint?
Yeah,
Yeah,
with Hugh Jackman.
It's awesome.
Amazing. And then he does like
Gatsby?
next, and then waits a little bit and does Elvis. I just feel like he puts a lot of like time into whatever project he's doing. Like I feel like he puts a lot of thought into that creative process.
He's one of the better directors out there that I feel like does not get the respect that he deserves. When you talk about like like people with like, oh, well, who you think is like the best out there. And I feel like he's never mentioned like even as a subplot, but he should be, because I think all of his stuff is, it's all varying degrees of good.
I wonder what the wall is for people with Baz Luhrmann, because I feel like people, for the most part, enjoy his movies.
Yeah. And
Do you think it's just because it is so bombastic and like larger than life?
Yeah, first off, they all look incredible. They have such a sharpness and such a like a
Imagination,
high color
me.
resolution,
Yeah.
and then you also have like he does such a great job of mixing, like culture now with what culture was then. And if you really think about, think about like Romeo and Juliet, he puts it in a modern setting where instead of guns, they all have swords, and it's in like Venice Beach.
So wait, like, was there not like swords in the 90s?
Well, yeah,
Is that
no.
the goddamn argument?
Right. I was like,
They're still out there.
they're still out
You don't
there.
need to use a gun, but I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just-
No, but then I also love like even like The Great Gatsby. It kind of uses like hip hop, which jazz in the book is like what the center of that time was. It was all like jazz and a lot of jazz references in the book.
Blues.
And then like he kind of was like, oh, well, what's popular now? I'm kind of mixing that into what that movie was. And then even with Elvis, you have like the hound dog scene, right? When he shows up and he's mixing like, oh, this is what like what's popular today, and trying to like level that out to what was popular then.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. He's such an interesting filmmaker. Like I really, really dig that, but also just like his movies look so good. Australia is like
We saw
one of
that
the most
together.
underrated movies of all time. I think it's so good. Hugh Jackman, Nicole Kidman, and it just looks incredible.
Do you know what the best compliment I can give him is? If you're watching one of his movies, you know it's one of his movies.
100%. Yeah.
That's the best thing I can say about him.
And that's amazing.
That's a good place to leave that.
Yeah. Okay. And then Chris, anything else?
Yeah, I've seen a couple more. I'll just raffle them off. I saw Scream 7, Copland.
Wait, you didn't say how you felt about it.
I like 2/3 of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think 2/3 of it was like really good.
Good directing.
Falling off a little bit by the
The bar scene, I think it starts to fall
Yeah,
off.
it gets a little wonky.
Yeah, I
but
mean-
never like to the point where
Never
like,
to the point I hate
like
it.
like some people right now are really just like
Bashing
this
everything.
killed the franchise. I saw a video like
Yeah.
that today. And I'm like,
crazy.
It's like,
Yeah,
it
shut up.
killed the franchise so much. It's the highest
hyperbolic
grossing.
Yeah.
It's the highest grossing Scream movie of all
Well,
time.
I get like box office doesn't always like mean that it's a great film, but it is a thing where you're like, it's part 7 for a seventh entry. It came out fine, and I know like there's a lot of stuff that people were bringing into the movie, and that's fair. It's your
Yeah.
right to feel any way that you want to about it. But I'm like to be like, oh, it's the kind of movie that I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Killed the franchise.
they did some really clever things with Scream 7 that I think that if you went into the movie just to hate it, then I mean that's your right. I guess you could do that. I don't know why you would, but if you went into the movie just to hate it and you didn't pick up the really cool things that they were doing, like
Yeah.
the odes to John Carpenter, I think the animatronic scene was like really cool in the beginning.
Yeah.
Not
That's
like a
the
spoiler, but-
Carpenter-esque stuff, I think, is probably the only time I ever stopped and thought, like, well, they don't really utilize Ghostface well in these movies.
Correct, yeah.
Because, like, I love the fact that he's just sort of, like you see his face appear and shit.
It's like
a la
looming
Halloween.
in the shadows.
Yeah, like that's
yeah.
neat. And then, like, even, like, just I like on the wall, you see, like, the shadow looming and
that
stuff.
silhouette,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very, like a German expressionistic kind of stuff.
Yes.
I think that they
love
figured
that.
out a way to use Ghostface with the suspense too. I think that scene where she's in the bakery, like the coffee shop, and Tatum is like against the door and you see like Ghostface right behind her, like looking in, trying to see. They utilize the suspense, I think, really, really, really well. But my criticism, I think, mostly after that bar scene, because then I think they start getting into, are we going to be like Ghostface here, or are we going to try to do like the Art the Clown thing and start doing like these ridiculous kills?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like the
Like
tap
the
thing.
tap
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
I'm like, okay.
It's like cool, but you're like, interesting franchise to put that in.
Yeah, like it's like what was the meeting? Like everybody like, oh, like aren't the clowns in? We have to try to top it. But like I think Ghostface is better when he's just more simplistic. My other problem, and I'm not going to say anything really about it, but I think that Scream falls into a lot of the movies since the first one have the same problem, and everybody tries to over the top Matthew Lillard.
Yeah,
And they gotta stop it.
that's always been a thing.
They got to stop it because you can't. I don't think Matthew Lillard, I mean, well, he's obviously in some capacity. I don't even think he could do that now. I think it was just like a specific moment in time.
You're talking about like
just
the big performance,
the
right?
big
I
performance.
would love it if somebody's just like, I don't know, I just wanted to fucking kill you. I don't know.
I
Exactly.
want like more of the Billy Loomis. I'm just a psychopath kind of like.
Oh, something
Or
that
like the Norm Macdonald killer. Yeah, I don't know, Sid. I
Yeah,
just
well,
thought maybe I don't know why I picked him, but
Yeah,
something I did
a little
not
more
know.
subtle. I thought like, what about Debbie Salt? I thought she was pretty good.
she would verge on
Well,
the big
Jill
sometimes.
was good too. But
Jill,
do you
I think,
think
was
Jill
like the-
dialed into Stu a little
Jill
bit?
definitely dialed into Stu, but it was the
She got
fact that
shouty.
the killer was Jill. That was what made it good.
Yeah, it's funny because he's such a forgettable killer, but what was his name? Is it Rory Culkin?
Rory Culkin.
Like
Charlie.
he keeps it pretty leveled.
He kind of grows with you the more that you watch it.
I get that he's like not developed well. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
make a case that he's one of the best, but like, he's kind of like a little simpler.
His motive really makes sense too. Like I feel like the motive for him kind of makes sense.
He's not one of the best killers,
No.
but he the performance is a little more grounded.
I feel. What about Roman? I feel like he kind of dials it down a little
We've
bit.
talked about this before. I think the first time you see Scream 3 when we were kids, you're just
Yeah.
kind of like, well, this movie don't feel like the other two. It kind of had like its own different thing.
It's Halloween 3. It ages incredibly well, I think.
I
Yeah.
just think, it's a thing. Like, because there's a part of me, and I've talked about on the show before, there's a part of me that's like, man, it would have been nice if they just stopped here, because I like the way everything ends, and it does feel like they're closing a door, even though they leave the door open. But like, yeah, I think like Roman, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, I kind of like Roman a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a thing. It's absurd to think about him doing all that stuff by himself.
Yeah.
Just like booking it around that mansion. I guess there's secret passages and stuff that you could write away some of the logic shit, but like,
It's hard
it's
because
he's the cardio killer.
yeah.
it's hard because I feel like if you end it with 3, you don't get 4, and I think 4 was the last time that I was like truly like, what the fuck with the killer. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw it coming. I'm sitting there and I'm like, like she removes the mask. I'm like, holy shit.
I thought, because they got me, because when I saw that in the theater, we're talking about Jill, spoilers, but I remember thinking like, oh, they're trying to do one of those passing of the torch movies where like she's gonna be like the new Sydney.
Yeah.
But then they like did this really cool thing where I was correct, but it was like her playing Sydney, but she's a fucked up teenager. I'm like, that's such a good idea. And I would have loved it if they went ahead with the original intention, like the original plan, where she was like a killer who, like, she got away with it and went off to school and stuff. I'm like, I would love to follow a Ghostface.
It's,
You know what I mean?
You know what's like weird?
I
is
think that's
feel
like part 6 is like so exciting at first because
You're like, ooh.
you know who Ghostface is. I want to see a movie start off where you know who the Ghostface is.
Yeah, and then introduce characters in the movie before it that you really care about.
Yeah.
And then the next movie, introduce a killer who is now interacting and manipulating the characters. You get to see that perspective.
Yeah.
That would be really intense and scary. Make it and don't make it so jokey. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What else did you see?
I was going to say like that. Just going back on
Cochran.
that, I have 2 things I wanted to say on that. One, I feel like in an alternate universe, there's better Scream movies because every movie that I hear that like the original idea, doesn't go through. I feel like it's always a better idea than what we actually get.
Sure.
Because the third one, it's Matthew Lillard. It's him having a whole group of people going out and
Cult.
and killing. But the other thing I want to say, because it ties back to the last movie that we covered, is I got to see footage of Justin Whalen trying out for Billy Loomis.
Interesting.
And
Oh yeah, I watched that too, and it was
It's
incredible.
awesome because, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, like Justin Whalen, and I obviously love Skeet Ulrich, right call, but in a different timeline, like Justin Whalen looks so fucking charming on screen. That like twist at the end of Scream of him coming out, I'd have been like,
Holy shit.
yo.
Yeah, because like Billy sometimes looks like a creep.
Exactly.
So like, there's a part of you that's like, it's probably him.
Probably him.
But,
but
like-
Justin Whalen doesn't have that look. He almost has like a Norman
Innocent.
Bates, like childish, innocent look to him.
Yeah, wrong kind of look. Like he does, right? I feel like Justin Whalen, and it's funny because he's like so playful and fun, and he's doing the scene with Nev Campbell, and I'm like, like that would have been so interesting if he was Billy, because that reveal at the end would have like, I mean, everyone was in awe the first time with Skeet Ulrich.
He's got
but-
such a baby
but
face. So
for
you're
him,
like,
you're
no.
like, no, Andy Barkley, you grew.
Oh, Andy, how you grew.
You've grown.
But yeah, I saw Copland. I love that.
It wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
My favorite scene, Robert De Niro, when he's like, "You blew it, you blew it."
Yeah, when he's eating like his little sandwich.
You blew
That was
it.
good. Also, underrated actor Harvey Keitel. He's never really talked about in that way, but he's amazing in like every single thing I've ever seen him in.
I think he's real scary looking in The Irishman.
Yeah.
He doesn't he doesn't have a whole lot of lines, but I'm like, oh, fuck with that guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's just an awesome actor. I love Harvey Keitel. But then I got to see Heat for the first time,
Ooh.
which was everything that I thought it was going to be. And I fucking loved it. And now I heard they're doing Heat 2.
It's like a prequel. So
yeah.
I think like, it's interesting like the cast that they're talking about.
Well, yeah, because
Having
they've like
it-
announced them like already.
Right.
Like Christian Bale is in it. Leonardo DiCaprio's in it.
Yeah,
Austin Butler's in it.
it's like what?
Yeah, I
the
guess they're
hell?
just following the formula of the first one.
Yeah.
Just got a bunch of these amazing legendary actors together. Because DiCaprio is now one of those guys.
DiCaprio is one of those guys.
It's funny when you think back to like late 90s Leo, and he was like poster on the wall for
Timothée
teenage
Chalamet.
girls. Yeah. But now he's like, I see him and I'm like, oh, like he's so good.
Yeah,
He's a movie star.
Yeah,
You'll
like-
go see because he's in the movie.
He got like that lucky break in his life where he got to start working with Scorsese, and Scorsese like must love him or something because he wants to work with him all the time. And I swear it's like after he started like The Aviator.
yeah.
The Aviator was the point where I'm just like, oh, he's great.
Was it Catch Me If You Can?
Oh, that's another good
Yeah.
one too.
Oh, that's Spielberg. But yeah, no,
Spielberg,
Catch
yeah.
Me If You Can is amazing.
Like that was an amazing one.
It's hard like even
Every
like,
great director he's pretty much worked with at this point, except like Wes Anderson. Like
He's worked with Inarritu. He's worked with obviously Spielberg, Tarantino, Martin. Like he's worked with the. And I feel like, unfortunately, he's on the. And I don't want to say unfortunately because I don't really think awards mean anything. I don't value Oscars for anything because Martin Scorsese, I believe, only has one.
which and then there's like when you actually go down the list, Hitchcock never got one, Kubrick never got one, which is like you're just like how the fuck did that happen?
How does that happen? And like Leo only has one. And it's not even one that he should have it for.
We were just talking about that the other day. It's like he got an Oscar for the movie that is like one of the movies I care less about for him.
Yeah.
Like character wise, I think that movie is like gorgeous looking and it's
Yeah.
and it's shot really well, and the direction in it is,
Amazing.
That's what it'll get you an Oscar.
Yeah.
But like I think he's like we were talking about like The Aviator and what the hell is it? Wolf of Wall Street. Once Upon a Time in
Titanic.
Hollywood is one of my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio.
Can't forget about Titanic.
Yeah, whatever.
You could just go through. You could have at
Quick
least
and the
like
Dead.
The Quick and the Dead. He's amazing in The Quick and the Dead. It's one of my favorite movies.
boy, my face.
Oh my fast. You see that, ladies?
Oh, it's such a good flick. Sam Raimi. If anyone's tired of us talking about
about
Sam Raimi, it's just gonna get worse.
Forgot about Sam
Yeah, he
Raimi.
worked
in
with
the-
Sam,
Yeah,
too.
Sam Raimi deserves
James Cameron.
all the awards.
he does.
He like every
Cameron.
great director of our time. I think he's worked with. I think it's just a matter of time before we do see him work with like Ryan Coogler.
Isn't he in Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah,
with
he's
Boz.
but also Great Gatsby with Boz.
Great Gatsby. Yeah.
So it's just like I think a matter of time before we see him work with some of the upcoming directors too.
He
How
did
does he only have one?
he did a thing that I thought was really interesting, where he like chose not to go down the probably with exceptions, but he sort of strayed away from like the blockbuster route.
Yeah.
And like he just like, I know he said like he doesn't do like superhero movies and stuff, and I'm sure they threw like lots of scripts his way.
Yeah.
But he was always just kind of like, no, I'd like to make some movies that are a little more like adult. And I don't mean that in like a disparaging way to comic book movies.
Adult films,
Yeah, adult films, dirty, filthy movies. DiCaprio.
gangbangs of New York.
You're stealing my joke.
The AV ate her.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh god.
He doesn't do sequels either. That's one rule that he has. He won't ever do a sequel.
Well,
That's why
welcome
they're
to Heat 2. Michael Mann.
well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't know. I love Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he's a great actor, but there's so many like amazing actors out there, and it's just so weird to see. Like this year, there were so many people not nominated for Oscars that put out performances that
Just say
were
Jesse. What was his name?
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah.
I'll
loved
argue
it.
Russell Crowe and Rami Malek all day. I think that's the best movie that came out last year.
I think Dave Gonzalez said it really well. He's like, that was like the best picture of 1996.
Yeah,
Which
Paul
The
Paul
one you're
Mescal-
referring
Nuremberg?
to? Yeah.
It was amazing.
Like, it's like a movie that if it came out in the 90s, it would have been like a huge movie.
Yeah.
I liked Paul Mescal in Hamnet. I thought he was incredible. There's like the first time I watch it, it's all like it's like the Jesse Buckley show. You know what I mean? But then like the second time I watched it, I was like, man, there's so much stuff that he's doing and so incredible, and he's saying so much with his eyes. You know what I mean? Like he's just standing there and he's watching his play getting put on, and he sees her out there in the audience. And there's so much that he's saying without saying a freaking word, you know? So, I don't know. He's another actor
He's
that's like...
a very underrated
But
actor.
this year was a tough year. What else did you watch? We'll get into the Oscar talk. And stuff.
I mean, that was pretty much it. I forget what movie I saw. It was John Candy and Dan Aykroyd, and what I would only say
Great
was
Outdoors?
no. It was I could only describe it as a comedy
Oh,
version.
Nothing
of,
But Trouble.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a comedy
Oh,
version
yeah.
of like House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, that movie was so fucking weird to me when I was a kid.
It was weird to me when I was watching it. I'm
I
like,
remember like my parents were watching it when I was like
Moore?
a child, and I was like, what is this weird shit?
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's kind of rad.
You know Tupac Shakur's in that movie
yeah.
because he's dancing with the Digital Underground when they show up.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's I think the last of the recent movies that I've saw. I did see a TV show, The Summer I Turned Pretty. That was kind of pushed upon me, and then I got really into it.
All right.
That's about
Nerd.
it.
I don't know what that is, but I'm sorry.
It's a book.
I just thought I'd attack you for no good reason. That's how I am. Yeah, I'm awful. Hey, I watched some stuff.
Yeah, what'd you watch?
So I finally got to see F1. Did you see F1?
Oh, no, I hit the return button instead.
Jesus. Get him out of here.
I do those for me too.
Did you see F1?
I did.
I really, really, really liked that movie quite a bit. And I think Brad Pitt is one of those actors, man. Like, you just stick him in something. I love him. There's something about him. I don't know what it is, but he has like such a likability about him. And he's he's just cool.
Yeah.
But that movie, I was like, I remember seeing the trailer for it, and I'm like, I don't know if that's for me. And then I watched the movie, and I'm like, that was great. That was the last of the Best Picture movies that I had to see. And I was like, what a good one to go out on.
Yeah,
Because it was really good. I like that throwback blockbuster type of thing that comes up like a Top Gun Maverick every so often, where you're like, oh yeah, movies used to be fun.
Yeah.
You know?
I knew. I was like, oh, I think it's going to win this award because it was so specific.
Yeah.
Like the sound editing or
Yeah.
whatever.
And it's like rad.
Yeah.
Like the sound in that movie is really, really cool. So the other stuff I saw, I went and saw the Oscar shorts.
very cool. How was it?
Well, I do it every year. Like, it's like one of my favorite times going to the movies during the year.
Yeah.
Because it's cool, because you're basically watching like very obviously short movies, but they're from like different parts of the country, and it's always interesting to watch like different. Are you looking for something?
Oh, no. I'm
What are
good.
you looking for?
I'm good.
Hey,
No, nothing.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
You freaking out?
my pen. I was like,
sorry.
I don't know where it is.
What the fuck's wrong with you? You're embarrassing.
So I'm sorry.
No, I like seeing like I like world cinema quite a bit. So like I love watching movies from like it's like, oh, this one's from like France and this one's from like Italy or
Right.
You know, so it's really neat. But I watched the animated shorts. There's this movie called Butterfly.
Yeah.
That it's like it starts off and you're like, what is this? Where it goes, I don't want to ruin it, but it's rough.
Really?
Yeah, it's
and
like
that's an animated.
It
short?
is, but like right before it came on, there was a screen that came up, and it's like, so the shorts from here on out are a little intense.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, you weren't kidding. Forever Green, I thought was gonna be my favorite one because it was basically about it was a little cartoon about a baby bear who got lost in the woods, and then a tree starts taking care of him. And
Yeah.
the tree had a big happy face, and I'm like, fuck, this movie's cute.
That's cool. Yeah.
And bear was cute as fuck. He didn't talk or anything. It wasn't one of those type of things. But it was just basically like this bear in this tree hanging out. And I'm like, God, this movie should be like 4 hours long. I'd be into it. The one that I really loved, and I was so happy that it won.
The girl.
The girl who cried pearls. Dude, did you
Yeah.
see the animation style for
Yeah.
that?
It's
is
like stop motion.
Yeah, but it's
and
like nightmare fuel looking
Yeah.
stuff. But it's like
it looks like that Tool video from back in the
yeah.
day.
Yeah, dude. It's so like beautifully grotesque.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I was like watching that. I was like enthralled by it. And I was like, this is too fucking cool to win. And it won. Retirement Plan made me sad. Because it's basically about this guy who's just like, when I retire someday, and he starts rattling off all these things that you probably should be able to do in your life when you're young, but you don't get to. Because we're in the grind.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just like him like, when I retire, I'm going to blah, 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 and I'm like, I don't get to do any of those things. I'm like, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh God, why did I wake up? That's my whole life. And then there was this one called The Three Sisters that I didn't think was like, I'm like, are there other choices?
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like bad. It was just kind of like,
Not on par.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just, like it looked like it was going to be something really cool. And then I was like, oh, I guess that was cute.
Right.
I don't know. But then they played the live action films. The Butcher's Stain has a nice, probably a nice conversational type of film. Like you could sit down and start dissecting what that one's trying to say. Sort of like when people want to have issues with certain groups of people, they'll find ways to do it. You know what I mean? Like you might not have a valid one, but if you want to pick up, like if you want to hate somebody, you'll find ways to do it.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a bummer, but it was, you know, I thought it was great. There's this movie that Becca absolutely adored called A Friend of Dorothy. It's about a kid going and visiting a little old lady.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, she was a wisecracking old lady, and it was cute.
Yeah.
It was one of those like something that you could recommend to your grandparents, and they're like, "Oh, that's cinema."
That's
That's
what
not
I'm
offensive
talking
at
about.
all. There's this movie called Jane Austen's period drama.
Oh yeah, that looked kind of cool.
Dude, it was really funny because it's like a funny movie.
Yeah.
It feels like it was written by like a theater kid, like
Right.
a really smart theater kid.
Oh,
because
cool.
of how like punny and shit that it is.
Yeah.
My whole theater was just elderly folk, and they were just like laughing hysterically the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even kidding. There was like no breaks. 3 of them died.
Jeez.
Yeah. I picked their pockets clean.
Good.
The Singers, I thought
Oh, right. Well, yeah, that
That was
kind
the
of
split.
one.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
that movie was really interesting because it was sort of like you're in this bar with all these like guys who are kind of beaten down. The people who didn't get to retire yet.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
just kind of miserable. But they basically, this guy's just like, I need a beer. He's like, we don't have any money. He's like, well, what if I sing? And, you know, if I am the best singer in the bar, then you have to give me booze. And then like these other guys step up. But they start like singing these songs and stuff. And there's like a lot of like that soul coming through. And they're kind of like venting some of their pain. And you could just sort of see them like going places. It's actually very
Yeah.
beautiful. It drops the ball for me like right at the end. It gets, there's like a moment in it where I was just like, I wish you didn't do that because I just felt like it was too much. But it was it's still like effective enough. But that would have been like a really strong contender for me, like as like my favorite one. But it just kind of falls off a little.
I liked
bit.
his speech a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Now the one that won, the other one, this is the last movie I'm going to talk about. I leaned over to Beck and I'm like, I fucking love this. Like,
Yeah.
the two people exchanging saliva.
Yeah.
It feels like something David Lynch made.
Oh, cool.
Dude, it's got like it's this black and white movie.
Yeah.
And it is so like just great, just like surreal and wonderful, like literally something that he might have given notes on.
yeah.
But I just remember being like, this is too fucking awesome to win, and then it did.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
I was like really pumped because like Dave Gonzalez asked me the next day because he knew I was going to it, and he's like, which ones did you like the most? And the two that I fucking picked were the ones that ended up winning. So I was like pretty pumped for the live action and the cartoon. So I was like, yeah. But that's what I watched. What'd you watch?
I actually didn't watch anything. I've been sick.
Well, that's
I
disappointing.
Suck. I know. I honestly have been so busy that I haven't had a chance to go see a movie.
Oh my God.
I'll just add another one, I guess. I watched Apocalypse Now for the first time.
Oh.
I did.
Yeah. Did you love it?
I did, but it's capped at 3 stars for me.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know why. Because of them killing an animal.
A real life animal. Like,
Yeah.
There's never an excuse for it, in my opinion.
No.
So it always gets capped when I see that at 3 stars. And it's a shame. Actually, if I'm being honest, I think the best part of that is Robert Duvall. He is hysterical in that movie with the surfboard. He's always trying. He's got like the professional surfboard guy, and he's always like trying to get him to like ride the waves.
Yeah.
He literally bombs this one coastline so he could get, and then he's just like, oh, it's okay. It's the napalm. It's pushing the waves back.
Yeah.
He's like awesome in that.
That's like a great flick. But I agree. There's one element of like older cinema because generally I'm more in favor of it. One element of it that I'm not wild about is that every so often somebody was like, "Wouldn't it be fucking cool if we eviscerated a cow?" And you're like, "Can't you just not do that?"
Yeah.
I'm like, express yourself, good filmmaker. No one's stopping you. But could you not end the life of something close by also?
To create, I don't know. I don't
Film's
like
pretty
that.
cool in that you could use like a dummy. I don't care if you kill like a fake cow.
Doing that is like using a prompt for AI. Do you know what I mean? Like it's 100%. I'm so serious. If you're a special effects artist and your job is to create something for the screen, like an effect of an animal dying, and you just use a real animal, that's AI. Like you're just using a prompt.
You know,
The easiest one for me is like Friday the 13th.
I was just about to say, get the pitchforks out on me.
I know.
What a lazy thing to do, Tom Savini.
It's like I could go to the dollar store and buy a plastic snake, and it could have stood in for a split second.
For a split second. And
That's-
nobody would have had a problem.
You just have one,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Just like a close-up. Have it be like a millisecond.
And if you're like, oh, I wanted the tail to move afterwards, just tie a little string and have someone like go like this at the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, so it looks like it died and it still had movement or something.
You are an effect artist who simulates a decapitation. If you can't pull off cutting a snake in half and having it be fake,
Right.
then how are you doing that?
Nevertheless, have it be somebody's pet.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Which is even
Which is
worse.
even
It's like
worse.
the snake wrangler. Was
Snakey.
like, what?
Snakey! Where's my snakey?
My best friend.
The other movie that did that pissed me right off, it was a Western in the Criterion Collection. I was so excited to watch it because the music itself is curated by Bob Dylan. And it was Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about
And
it.
I fucking loved it. And then they like shoot a chicken, and I'm like, that just looked a little too real. I'm like, there's like part of me is like,
Is that
like,
real?
I'm like
Yeah.
watching it, and then I'm like getting past it, but like now I'm not paying attention to the movie because I'm like, that just looked a little too real. So then I get my phone out, I'm Googling. Now all of a sudden I find out that they killed a lot of real animals, and I'm like, fucking assholes. Now you're capped at like 3.
It's really hard with that stuff because like even just being like horror fans, at some point you get that guy that comes up to you and it's just like, yo, it's a real fucking metal movie, Cannibal Holocaust, and I'm like, yeah, fuck that movie. Like I get like the importance of it, but I never want to watch it again.
Yeah.
I I just don't like, none of us do at this table, like any type of cruelty towards animals, because I have like 2 cats in my apartment that are the exact same thing as like a cow or that chicken that they fucking shot up. And I'm like, if someone, you gotta think of it like that sometimes. But we don't have to keep talking about that depressing
Yeah, let's
shit.
talk about one thing that we all watched last night, and that is the Oscars. Now, were you guys happy with the movie of the year? Like, best movie of the year?
I mean,
Yes.
there's an episode that we recorded a couple days ago that's going to play a few episodes from now.
Right.
Where I told you what I thought was going to win. I knew it was going to be one battle after another. Like,
Yeah.
It was like a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
Is it my favorite movie of the year? Maybe not, but I knew it was going to win.
Okay. And what were some of the highlights for you guys? Like, first off, Conan O'Brien as a host,
Please keep making him do it.
just
Really?
incredible.
I thought he was terrible.
No, I thought he was
no,
so
no.
good.
I didn't laugh one time. Nobody in the room laughed one
We
time.
can't have this conversation, Chris. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
Chris,
nobody.
I'm so
refuse.
sorry.
I was in a room with 4 people. Nobody
I-
even chuckled.
I was laughing out loud almost every single joke.
Me too.
And I
Did
was
we
like,
watch the same
oh.
bit?
That Casablanca thing.
I mean, that was
Oh,
like
that was
fun. I'll give you
hilarious.
that,
This,
but like,
the formatting the phones.
Yes,
movies for
the
phones.
formatting the phones, the YouTube thing, because that drives me crazy when
the
I'm watching
YouTube thing was like okay, but like
Yeah.
I was just more or less like.
I
like a
love the
smile.
weapons opening where he's like running and the kids are chasing him and he's like going through different movies and stuff. Loved it. I thought that was good. And the end cap, which is even great too, like where what's his name? The writer, Jim Downey. He kind of he's like, oh yeah, we have a special office where you're gonna host the Oscars for life. He's like,
They're doing the one battle after another scene.
yeah,
Dude,
I love that.
I'm sure like you're probably the same way with this, but like Conan was like kind of this like magical thing for me when I was a kid. Because it was like because I love Leno, like I do, and like
Right.
I love like Letterman, like I love those guys.
Yeah, me too.
But like Conan felt like he was like made for people my age or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I remember like watching, oh my God, just like waiting for him to have episodes play, right? There's this one bit that he did where I'm like, I will follow this guy to the ends of the earth. It was this thing. He would do it every so often. It was the Frankenstein monster leading you around the studio to just like pointless shit. Yeah. So it's like you go all around the studio and it's like 4 minutes and it's just a Frankenstein monster pointing to like a urinal cake.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, thanks for wasting our time. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, he's like kind of doing like, I don't know, like he's like not taking network television seriously.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like there's like no pretension to it. So that guy could do anything, Chris. I just want him to be my host.
The
forever.
Netflix thing got me where he's like, oh, the guy from Netflix is here.
Yeah,
And he just goes off into like, see, this is a live audience.
It's like, why aren't you at home so I can monetize it?
I really enjoyed him a lot. I thought he was great. I was so pumped that K-pop Demon Hunters won.
Goddamn right.
I think that movie was so good. So I was so pumped the movie won, and I was even more pumped the song won because that song's incredible. I was like, if this goes to any other movie, I'm gonna be so pissed because this was like a top 40 hit, and it's like beloved by everyone, right? Not just kids, but like adults and on. And so it's like, this movie or this song better win. And when it did, I was like so pumped. But and this is one of my things, my negatives about the show, is when the guy went to speak, one of the co-songwriters, they cut him off. And I'm like, are you serious? Come
you
on,
see
just let them speak.
Didn't Conan O'Brien react to that?
It was one of the other ones.
Oh, okay, because he's just
Yeah.
like, you literally took the mic away from him.
Yeah.
Great.
You lowered the microphone away. I know we're short on time, but oh my God. Hilarious.
I have a negative about it that I'd like to talk about.
Yeah.
They need to cut the in memoriam segment completely out because they always mess it up. Every single year, they mess it up. They either leave somebody out that is important in some way. Like this time, James Vanderbeek got snubbed.
Yeah.
But
Well, would he be in next year's? Because he died this year.
No, because they cap it off at like a specific time. Remember last year Hackman died like a couple days before.
Oh, sure.
And
Okay.
he got his. He got.
I mean,
his
he
thing.
could potentially be in next year's. I would hope so, because James Van Der Beek was very special to a certain age group.
Remember, Tony
100%.
Todd didn't get it either.
Which bullshit on that.
Yeah, but my issue is like, okay, so if you wanted to do like the 5 minutes for Diane Keaton, 100% well deserved. I'm not going to fight you on that. If you wanted to do it for Rob Reiner, okay, 100% well deserved.
Love that. Yeah.
He deserves it. He's one of the best
Greats.
directors. Yeah, one of the greats. So you want to do that, fine. You wanted to do one for Robert Redford. I could have done with a better tribute. I didn't need to hear the boring Barbra Streisand 5-minute soliloquy that was boring.
Babs.
It's like, he called me Babs. Like, but then you snub one of the greatest actors of all time in Robert Duvall. You give him 4 seconds. They either need to just cut this, because Robert Duvall, if when he passed away, you get to see like all of these actors come out and say like he was like one of our top inspirations. And you give the man 4 seconds, and then you let like Barbra Streisand ramble on to the point where they play the music twice to try to get her to shut up, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
They either, like I said, that's my only negative. They either gotta cut this thing out because it's just offensive, or just like figure it out. If it's somebody that means something, they should have a little bit more.
Maybe after the entire show, then they play the memoriam.
That's probably the best way to do it. Or just make a long freaking tribute video and post it on the website of all the people that passed away. Because they do that to some extent. But when you're prioritizing some people over the other, and you have
Right.
like somebody that is extremely well loved, like Robert Duvall, 4 seconds, that's bullshit.
I got an idea.
Yes.
I have an idea.
Let's hear it.
You know that song, It's the End of the World as We Know It?
Yeah.
That's REM, right?
Yeah.
Get REM to do the memorial section,
Yeah.
where he just starts rattling them off real fast.
We could do Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire.
You know? But they should do it in the tune of It's the End of the World. And I know, you know?
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Robert Duvall, blah, blah, blah.
I think We Didn't Start the Fire works because that's just a random bunch of names anyway.
We
Like-
didn't know they'd expire. And then you just start, oh, see? That works.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
They gave David Lynch 4 seconds. Like, what the fuck is that? Like the last year, they gave him 4 seconds.
Yeah, no, I could see the argument for that for sure.
It's just annoying.
One of the highlights for me too.
Like Val Kilmer got 4 seconds. Fuck
Val
you.
Kilmer, I know. One of the highlights, Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman coming out singing, doing a little Moulin Rouge. Freaking loved it. I definitely marked out for that.
Also, by the way, both of them, any movie they're in, I will just always see because they're both awesome and everything.
Yeah.
When I met Ewan McGregor, he went, hello there. I'm not kidding. And my heart melted.
God.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. He's like real charming. Like you walk in, you're like, he smells charming. He's fucking awesome.
Hello there.
Yeah, he's like,
And
hello
you're
there.
Oh my gosh.
Also, is Nicole Kidman ever bad?
No,
She's never bad.
I've talked about her on the show before. I think that like people don't always like say that she's like their favorite actress, like because she's been around for a while. She's always so good. Like you can always just depend on Nicole Kidman to just do whatever she has to do and do it well. So like I don't know. I've never seen her in a movie where I'm like, man, she fucking phoned that in. She's
Right.
she's like so like important, I think, as one of those like great actresses, you know. So on the Oscars thing, that's all I'll say about it. Because we've had a lot of episodes during the Oscar season, so you go and you see some stuff, and there's like recency bias, as they call it.
Right.
So like it was funny because we're driving to my sister's house, Becca and I, and she's like, well, what do you want to win? And I just stopped myself. I just literally had a moment where I'm like, okay, what do you actually want to win versus like what you're hearing and
Right.
and like what you like if you're talking about like Marty Supreme or something like that,
Right.
you're just kind of like, okay, what is it that you want to win?
And that was your favorite of the year, right?
So
Oh, for the
I wouldn't say it's like it's really hard because this was like
Yeah.
a really stacked year for me.
yeah.
But it's definitely one of them. I have not decided yet. It took me a little while to just be like, my favorite movie of last year was fucking Flow, or the year before, technically.
Yeah.
But point is, Becca and my sister are now making me start gambling on Oscars because last night we all watched it together, and they would make me pick which category, what I thought was going to win in each category. I got one wrong.
Which one?
The editing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was just kind of like, and it was like a stupid thing because I was like, I think I said F1 because I was like, well, that seems like they did a lot of really cool shit in that movie. So I'm like, maybe. But then I was like, well, you should, it's one battle after another, I believe it's what won. So I was like, okay, makes sense. But my highlight of the night, the moment where I was just kind of like, oh, I'm so happy right now. Michael B. Jordan winning a Best Actor award was like such a fucking thrilling thing for me because like I just love him in general. Like his entire career since like Fruitvale Station.
Yes. Yeah.
Like the Creed movies. Like there's something about him that I really like, and I like that he was with his mom. He just brought his mom to the Oscars.
What a loser. No, I'm just kidding.
And the other one too, on the way to Becca's house, when I was talking about or not Becca's house, when Becca and I were going to my sister's house, I was talking about the cinematography award that I really wanted, which went to Sinners, and that was the one that I really, really wanted to win because I was just like thinking about that movie, and I'm like, I know that there was this video that you can watch where Ryan Coogler is talking about like even just like the film stock.
Right.
And like, I guess like he had to like tag in Nolan to help him kind of figure out exactly like how to get his vision on the screen. And then the person that won actually like crushed it. She was able to just like take what was in his head and put it on the screen. And I just remember there's like, because I saw it in IMAX the first time I saw it. And there's just like those really beautiful wides of like, like the fields and stuff. And like some of that movie is just so gorgeous. And I was just like, oh, well, like they actually gave it to fucking Sinners. I'm like, that was like really cool.
Yeah.
And then like the best like screenplay and stuff like that. I'm like, that is really rad. It was a great night for horror movies.
Yeah. So my highlight, of course, was Amy Madigan winning for Weapons. Because Weapons was like one of my favorite movies of the year. And so when it starts off and she won, I was like, hey, this is great. This is awesome. It's all downhill from here. No, but I was so pumped that she won. Because I feel like sometimes actors that win these awards, it's always based off a real person. And so it's kind of cool when someone wins for like an original character. And I feel like Anne Gladys is going to always have like this weird, iconic, once in a lifetime thing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I feel
it's like something you can't really explain why it works.
Right.
It's just like this weird thing that you see and you're like, it's kind of rad. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's like creating a character out of like, you get the script and then you have an idea of like what they're looking for, and then you have that collaboration phase of like, oh, what if I did this with this character and I did this, and so it's really cool to see like a character come from really nothing, right? It's like a collaboration of ideas versus like someone doing an original, I mean like basing it off of somebody, like someone being like, oh yeah, I played like Dick Clark, like, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like to me, it's so cool. And I wish more original characters won, because there's so many times where like Oscar winners, like best performances are going to people who are portraying someone. So,
or just like that. It's like, it's almost like it's just so pretentious or boring, but like they're like these movies that you don't always remember in 5 years.
Right.
Like what's kind of neat about the movies that came out this year that actually won are movies that people are going to watch forever.
Right.
Like Weapons is like a movie that's going to be one of those little cult classic films that,
100%.
I'm like Sinners is like not going anywhere. Like even when I was at the Monster Mania, like I saw people dressed up as those characters already. And like Frankenstein, fucking Del Toro's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Which was rad.
That's another highlight. That was awesome that they won 3 awards. And for really good, like for the makeup, the set design and stuff. So I loved it. I was glad about that.
It's weird because I remember us talking, I don't remember what episode it was, but it was we're talking about who we thought was going to win like Best Actor, and it was like Timothy. We had both
Chalamet.
just seen Marty Supreme, and like that day when I woke up, I was just kind of like, it would be rad if he won, because I feel like he totally would have deserved it for that movie, because it's like a fucking excellent movie. I know it didn't win anything, but people at home haven't seen it yet. Watch it. Like he brings in like a great performance. You don't have to abide by his thoughts on the ballet if you don't want to, but he's great.
I think that cost him.
Yeah, I think that maybe shot him in the foot. But I remember just like sitting there thinking like that day, I was like, I just think it would be really rad if Michael B. Jordan won, because it would just be like a cool thing. And then he did.
Yeah.
He did. He got to win an Oscar, and then I guess he went to like a fast food restaurant afterwards.
Yeah, he went to In-N-Out. He was taking photos with everyone signing autographs.
Yeah, and you're just like, what a fucking cool thing to do.
He did the same thing that Paul Giamatti did for the Golden Globes that one year.
Right.
He went
yeah.
to In-N-Out, was taking photos. They have like this awesome photo of like Paul Giamatti like seated at one table. It's a sore subject, but he's seated at one table and like his little Golden Globe is just across from him and he's eating. This is a really cool thing. I like when celebrities actually go there after like one of their highs.
Yeah.
It's also kind of a thing, and maybe we can talk about why we're here today. He went up there and he had his suit on, that Michael B. Jordan, and I'm like, maybe I'm a little attracted to him. Maybe that's where some of that's coming from. Because I love him.
Yeah.
I do. I just, every time I see him in anything, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was really, really cool. I think it was a good year, especially for horror movies, to get that much recognition, because they won like 8 awards, I believe, unless I'm counting wrong.
Ugly
but
Stepsister was nominated.
yeah,
Like,
that's what's
what happened?
amazing.
That's
Like,
so cool.
And so to see, Frankenstein got like 3, Sinners got maybe 4, right? And then
I would argue it should have had another one, but
Which one?
I rubbed a lot of people the wrong way on Facebook yesterday because I said, if you're not going to show up to the Oscars, I don't think that you should win. Unless if there's like a medical ailment or something going on that prevents you
Sean Penn
from doing it. I'm talking exactly about Sean Penn. If you're not going to give like the time to the Oscars, then you shouldn't win. It should go to somebody else. And I would argue that it would either go to, in my opinion, either Jacob Ulardi or Delroy Lindo.
What if he was in the hospital?
He wasn't. He was out there in Ukraine meeting with the president.
Oh, okay. Well,
But like he was like, oh, he said it before. He's like, I have no intention of going. And you know what? Props out to Kieran Culkin, because he was like, he couldn't be here, or he didn't want to be here. And I was like,
Or
Thank
he
you.
could just be concerning himself with things that maybe matter a little bit more.
yeah.
I don't think he
shouldn't
should
win
be
it.
penalized for that.
I don't know.
Personally.
It's the same thing that
to be
Brando
honest, though,
did.
I don't care about awards either.
Yeah,
So,
they're kind of like,
Oh, yeah, don't give it. Then don't
yeah.
get one.
Like I like watching it, but honestly, I just like
they don't mean anything.
they don't. Yeah, like it's like, oh yeah, it's for recognition, I guess. But in all honesty, there's so many times where they just get it wrong.
Personally, I don't like the Oscars at all.
or don't even nominate movies that I think have like the longevity that other movies have. Do you know what I mean? Or like, there's times where the thing about horror movies, and we always talk about this, there's something about horror movies that a horror fan doesn't just stop at what that time period and they're only watching horror movies of that time. They go back all the way to the origins, right? Like they go through the 30s. Like, oh, I have to watch all the Universal monster horror movies. I have to watch like all the greats, like
The Hammer movies.
yeah, like the 50s, the
You start-
60s,
you start
70s, 80s.
Swimming around in directors. You're like, I got to watch like all the Argento movies, John Carpenter, Wes Craven,
Sam Raimi,
Fulci,
yeah,
Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Like
You're going through them.
there's a communal thing to horror. And you know what's fucked up? I mean, it's not fucked up. It's actually really wonderful. Every single time I go to a convention, one of my favorite things, I look forward to it every time, is when I'm stuck in a long line waiting to meet somebody and I get to meet the people standing in front of me and behind me, because they become friends super quick.
Yeah.
We had like such a great time waiting to meet Linda Hamilton. Just waiting to meet her, because we were just like fucking around with these people and we're all making each other laugh and just talking about movies. I met Dave Gonzalez standing in line to meet
Right.
Roger Jackson.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like horror movies. It's that thing, man. Like you go there and everybody's like real friendly. And I remember when I was a kid, everybody told me that like people that watch horror movies worship Satan and they were fucked up and stuff. And some of that's true, I suppose. I don't know. I'm asking a lot of people what their religious beliefs were. But point is, it is neat when you go there and everyone's just so nice and inviting and friendly.
Yeah, and have that like common interest. And I think it's crazy because I think cinema, honestly, like the backbone or like the foundation of cinema is really like horror movies. Because if you really think about it, it like the
It's the one thing that
fandom
never dies.
it's like they watch it from every era. Where I don't think a lot of like people.
Unless
you
you're
know,
a
like-
cinephile, you're not going back and watching like Sabrina.
Dude,
Right. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's people who are kind of stuck in their era of like they grew up and they watch only the films that have come out in their lifetime.
Well, it's a hard thing to get somebody to watch black and white, unfortunately.
Yeah,
If it's black and white, they're not interested. a lot
why,
of
you
them.
stupid people?
I mean, it's true.
So last night seeing horror get that recognition was just like it was truly special. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it felt like long overdue. Because honestly, like I'm not. This is not just something I'm saying. That industry would not be there if it wasn't for horror.
Think
Because
of like
all the movies that come out every year that bomb,
right.
but then horror movies like they're made for like nothing, and then they like that Scream movie. How much did it cost them to make that?
It wasn't much.
So like, most of us probably to get Nev Campbell back, and that's on you, Spyglass. But like, it's a thing where they make those movies for nothing, and then they bring in like how much did Scream make?
I think it's at like 100 and something plus million
90 million
already.
or
Yeah, it's some
something.
ridiculous amount of money, but that's all like so much of that's just profit.
Well, what
Right.
was that other movie that just came out this week that everybody's going nuts about? The neon one,
Yeah, the undertone.
Undertone. That's already like that's already
Way
it was-
past its budget.
What is it like,
Like-
900,000 or something?
Yeah,
it's like flying past it.
Yeah,
And that's great.
Blair Witch, another movie made for like
Paranormal
thousands.
Activity.
Right.
How much did they make those movies for?
The Purges. I always bring up The Purges. You want to talk about Purges? I think all of them, like the main ones with Grillo, probably 33 million in total for 3 of them. They're over like 200 million.
Yeah.
Those Saw movies were dirt cheap too.
But even
And then they looked like they weren't, but they were.
Right.
And they brought in some ridiculous amount of money. And then you have to think about the stuff that's not horror, where they're
Exactly.
like, we made Snow White. How
Right.
did that turn out?
Yeah.
Like there's so many of these big budget movies that come out, and like it's not even like, I mean, you're getting like what it cost to make it, but like you're not factoring in like marketing costs,
Yep.
things of
Right.
that nature. And they spend so much money on these movies, and then they bomb. But then there's this little genre called horror, and it's chugging along, and it's
Yeah.
like bringing in like all the money. It's like, okay, guys, you're falling down. We're gonna pick up some of the pieces over
We
here.
got this,
We'll make it so
yeah.
that we keep the doors open for another year. And it's like I know even like Paramount, and then we should probably start talking about this movie.
Yeah.
Paramount Pictures, when Friday the 13th came out, they were so embarrassed of Friday the 13th. They did not like that franchise. I think his name was Frank Mancuso. You know, familiar with that guy?
Yeah.
He was not a fan of the Friday the 13th movies, and he's just like, I don't want to make this crap. I want to make like prestige movies. How much should it make? Oh, make another one.
Immediately.
Wait, what? Well, okay, we're gonna kill him off after 4, and that'll be it. How much did that make? Can you make another one in like less than a year? You can? Great. And they just kept punching them out.
Yeah.
But like those Halloween movies, Nightmare on Elm Street movies, Nightmare on Elm Street 4 was like one of the most successful and like independent movies ever.
Halloween. You can't go. That was up until what?
Blair
Secret
Witch.
of the Ooze, right? That got passed
Oh
out.
yeah, well sure. Oh yeah, because those are like kind of independent movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're
'Cause
not
New
made for a
Line.
lot.
God,
Yeah.
New Line Cinemas. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know who should have an Oscar and doesn't? And maybe like a best supporting actor? Robert Englund.
Why doesn't he have one?
One of the most iconic horror.
Why does he not have like? If you're not gonna give him something, give him like a lifetime achievement award or something.
100%. Like, there's no way. There's people who play these iconic characters, and they have the name recognition and stuff and love from fans, but amongst their peers, they don't really get a lot of love. And I think that's like I said last night, it was kind of awesome to see someone like Amy Madigan win for a horror movie. Michael B. Jordan win for a horror movie.
Screenplay.
Cinematography. So like makeup. And costuming, set design. So it's just
all that really important stuff.
Right.
Like horror went in like a whirlwind and it cleaned up. And that's why I was like, when I was watching it, I'm like, this is a cool year.
Yeah.
Just cause. But let's talk about why we're here. Speaking of a horror movie that made a bunch of money that probably gave a studio a couple more years to make some movies.
One like quick fact that I learned about this is the screenwriter wanted to buy a new car, and so he pitched this as like an idea, and they're like, "Yeah, go ahead, buy that new car because I think this is gonna make a lot of money." And so, sure enough, he got a new car like he wanted. But just like
I heard it was something that they just threw around. He was like, "Oh, this would be fun if we just like."
Yeah, I think
combine them.
I was like, yeah.
And it's like the first time that we've seen like a monster brawl or a monster team up.
Right. And, but yeah, today we're doing a movie that came out in 1943. And it's in a way, it's like a sequel and also a crossover.
Yeah.
This was like almost like an Avengers before Avengers, right? Like this is like them going, hey, what if we took one character from a popular series and another character from a popular series, put them together in the same movie? What do you think would happen?
Well, that's mad, Larry.
That's madness.
Not only that, but okay, I'm fascinated by the plot of this movie. The way I summed it up, I'll tell you how I summed it up. The Frankenstein monster and friends help sad sack Larry end his life.
Yeah. The plot of this movie is the Wolfman comes back to life, and the first thing he wants to do is like, please kill me.
He's asking everybody for help.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to die. Won't you help me?
Won't you help me out,
Won't
please?
you help me?
Won't you help me die?
But yeah, today we're talking about Frankenstein versus Wolfman, and
Meets
a Wolfman. Yeah. But
no, it's Frankenstein v. Wolfman.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Frankenstein was like, why did you say that name? Why did you say that name?
Henry,
Why did you say that name?
but
My
yeah,
daddy's name is Henry too.
Marleva.
No, so today we're talking about this movie, and it was funny because it was kind of like a last minute decision to do this, and Rory was like, "Hey, like, let's throw this out. Like, what do you think about doing this?" I was like, "Yeah," and then he immediately was like, "I'm roping Chris into this one."
Yeah, because like Chris and I would say, as long as I've known you at some point, we've always talked about the Universal monster movies,
Always.
but then like we're big fans of this one.
This one, yes.
We got to see it in a drive-in, as I said earlier, and it's there's something kind of awesome about this movie.
It's charming.
We'll get into the feelings on it later, but as soon as I pitched this, I was like, oh fuck, I gotta get Chris in.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there figuring like when I suggested that, I just imagine on your phone like, oh shit, gotta get there talking about Frankenstein v. Wolfman.
Yeah, and it's crazy because this movie not only brings back Lon Chaney Jr., who played and originated the role of Wolfman, but it brings in another actor who didn't originate the role of Frankenstein, but he did originate Dracula.
So there is an interesting story on this. And originally when this movie was pitched, the idea was that Lon Chaney would both do the Frankenstein monster as well as the Wolfman. And then as it got closer, Lon Chaney actually started lobbying not to do the Wolfman. So they were going to recast the Wolfman and he was going to play the monster. As it got closer to the filming, Lon Chaney eventually, he agreed to go back and play the Wolfman. So then they were looking to see, oh, well, who can we cast? So obviously, The first thought was phone Boris Karloff. Karloff said, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm not going through that rigorous thing at all. So, what else do you do? Well, who was number 2 for the role? Bela Lugosi. Let's call him. Let's see if he'll do it. He always wanted to work with the director. Finally, he says he's going to do it. So, Bela Lugosi gets this shot to play the Frankenstein monster, who he could have played years earlier, but decided against it.
There's also a couple other people in this movie. Mm-hmm. We got Dwight Fry.
Dwight Fry shows up for a hot second.
Yeah, he's in there just wandering around.
Love him.
There's also Lionel Atwill. Yeah, he's in so many of these movies.
This is right before, I guess, his career started falling apart.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was involved in, I didn't really get to read it so much, but he was involved in some type of a scandal, and this was like the last movie before, Cal's. It's all starting to fall apart.
Oh. Well, it sucks because he's in a lot of these Universal monster movies because they would use a lot of the same actors,
right?
And it's great,
yeah,
because I like seeing these people. They're all just interesting, and
yeah, because Claude Rains, Dwight Fry feel like they kind of pop up here or there in a lot of these movies.
Yeah, even
and some of the actresses too. Yeah,
the actresses for sure. Lon Chaney Jr. I mean, he was I think he played Dracula at one point. He played a mummy. And I heard that
Frankenstein.
I heard that when he was a mummy, I like to think this is true, that apparently he had a straw going from his mouth, running down through his mummy rags, and there was some pint of vodka that he was sipping throughout the workday because it was a miserable experience for him, or it was alcoholism. I don't know. That may have been the excuse.
Pump it into my face.
So Lon Chaney's the only one.
It's an IV.
Lon Chaney is the only one to ever play all of the monsters because he does obviously the Wolfman. He plays Dracula. He does the Mummy. And then there is a scene in the climax of Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein where Glenn Strange, who was playing the monster in the movie, he has a stunt and he actually injured himself. And you can actually see it. He kind of hobbles off a little bit. But to finish the movie, Lon Chaney had to get in costume and had to do the makeup.
It's funny because today I feel like they would just call a stunt man or something.
Yeah,
right.
You're gonna have to write a check for someone
And they do in this movie. There's literally 2 stuntmen for all of it.
Yeah.
For most of the heavy duty scenes because, I think Bela Lugosi was 60 years old and he actually collapses on set filming some of this stuff.
Jeez, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so let's get into the breakdown of this movie, and then we have a new little segment we're gonna do that Chris brought along, and we'll get to that a little later.
Yeah.
But first, let's get into the breakdown. So the film opens with a full moon, and these 2 guys are going to the cemetery.
one of the most beautiful stage cemeteries of all time.
Yes.
It's it's definitely a stage
Beautiful,
for sure.
gothic,
Yeah.
gorgeous
I love
looking
the
cemetery.
bird up top. It's just
And there's I feel like this is what Ed Wood was aiming for in Plan 9.
Probably.
It just didn't work out for him. But.
hey, you know what? That's my favorite.
Mr. Wood, the cemetery is obviously phony.
But they get to the cemetery and they're looking for the Talbot grave, right? And they get into one of the what is it called?
Like a mausoleum.
Mausoleum.
It's a
A crypt.
A crypt, yeah. And when they go in, they're looking through the bodies, and you see obviously Lawrence's father has now passed away because you see his crypt.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because
Yeah.
they didn't want to bring him back
Claude
too.
Rains, yeah.
They're like Claude Rains is going to cost too much. So question: is grave robbing still a thing?
I don't think so. I never
You never hear about it
stuff
anymore.
about that. Yeah.
Maybe.
Are people just wandering out into the wee hours of the morning digging graves? And is it
so
grave
weird.
robbing technically if you're dead? And I'm only saying this because I myself am interested in possibly becoming a grave robber.
Yeah. That's really interesting because I bet I don't know. That's so weird. Yeah.
It's just sort of like a career that fell off.
Yeah, it kind of did fall off.
Actually, there was a highly publicized grave robbing case in Pennsylvania this year.
Well, there's no proof that I was involved.
How about that? In
I'm just saying I got Lincoln's hat.
January of 2026, have you found yourself in Philadelphia? Oh, he was in Monster Mania, but it wasn't January. Damn it!
I
And he was in there in November, but it wasn't January.
Those conventions are so expensive. I like to dig up graves to get diamond rings.
How else are we gonna afford $800 for a Firefly photo op?
How are you gonna pay for your photo, sir? And I just drop a bunch of rings into a dish.
with the fingers attached.
Still a finger.
It is really weird though.
That's my grandma's ring.
Grave robbing was I feel like a big thing. Like any historical figure. Like I know John Hancock had his right arm dug up and stolen.
Why?
They kept
It's such a
stealing
weird
Abraham
thing.
Lincoln's body to the point where they got pissed off and literally dumped mounds and mounds and mounds of concrete on top of it.
And he needed that like he needed a bullet in the head.
Exactly.
Boom.
He needed it like that.
Damn.
Poor Lincoln. All he does is
Too soon.
I know. Poor guy. So to Lawrence Talbert's, they get to his grave, and they remove the lid, and then they try to steal the ring. And so the one guy takes it, but they also remove some of the wolfsbane that was like on top of the body. And as soon as they move that away, they see that it's like a full moon. Obviously, they established that earlier. And we see a hand pop out of the grave and grab that guy. And his buddy just runs out of there like he saw the Batman,
that
right?
that always gets me because the guy just sits there. He grabs a hold of his buddy. He's like, "Help me, help me, help me, help me."
There's no loyalty between grave robbers.
Nah,
Now this guy just takes off like
he wasn't dumb. He knew what the hell was going on. He got out of there.
He like Looney Tunes ran out. He's like,
like a puff of smoke in his wake.
yeah. You just see a puff of smoke of his body that was
dissolving.
there.
Yeah, dude, it's good to abandon your friends.
Yeah.
I will say though, those grave robbers picked the absolute worst night to do their grave robbing business because there's a full moon, and you better get used to it because it's like every night's a full moon in this movie.
Right.
Wrong time, wrong place, wrong crypt.
Yeah.
Wrong motherfucker.
And so it fades out a little bit, and then it cuts back to a cop that finds Lawrence in the street, and they take him to the hospital.
He looks like a drunk.
Yeah, he looks like he's like just drunk, passed out on the ground.
Well, a real cool thing about this,
I heard
too,
he had a straw that went down. No, I'm just kidding.
That was actually just him. Get him back on a set.
cool thing about it is we actually have Dracula is known for being in Transylvania. The cool thing about the Wolfman is that they established that he's in Wales because he originally starts off in Llanwelly. And then at this point, he's in Cardiff.
Right.
So they've actually now established that he's in Wales, which is kind of interesting because Frankenstein, they never really give a location to up until later on in the movie.
Right.
So they're kind of linking them to where they are, which I think is a really cool thing.
I
really
don't
cool.
think the timelines match though.
No, I don't think they do.
Because Frankenstein, the first movie, and when you put it up with the Wolfman, they're very, very different times, and they're just whatever. Yeah. Which I respect that. They're just kind of
close enough.
Whatever.
It's within the 50 years.
Yeah, it's close enough.
It's close enough.
I did wonder though when okay, so you see that cop walking around, right? And he's just
he's
on the
patrol.
beat, right?
He's a patrolman.
And I started asking myself, what the fuck did people do with themselves back then?
What do you mean?
Because there's nothing to do back then. You just kind of wander around.
Yeah. He's just they walk around and they just swing their little nightclub.
Just in general with people, what did they do to entertain themselves?
Yeah.
Go to some
Or
weird
billy
puppet
club.
show, a billy club. But I guess you just became a drunk or you judged drunks,
Right.
right? Because some guy would be at the bar and they're fucking stinking drunk, or you're just that guy.
Right.
But that seems like all that you did back then.
You know what's interesting with, especially in this scene when, Wolfman's climbing all the boxes where he's trying to hide, and you're almost he's really clumsy. He's almost the
Oh, no, not
precursor-
yet. We didn't get
No,
there
you didn't
yet.
get that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, because they just find him, and then they take him to the hospital. They do an
Okay.
operation on him, and he's now awake, but he doesn't really remember a lot. Like, he's like, I know my name is Lawrence Talbot. I know where I'm from. I don't remember much past that, right? And so the police, like the main inspector, calls his hometown. And he's like, hey, could you tell us about Lawrence Talbot? We found this guy who's claiming to be him. And they're like, oh, no, he died like 4 years ago. And he's like, oh, well, what about his father? He's gone too, right? So then later that night, laying in the bed, that's when Lawrence sees a full moon rising. And
it was the weirdest time to play like a sex ed video because they're like, Larry Talbot's body is changing. Larry's voice has changed, and there's fur where there was no fur before.
oh, baby.
I did think it was cool though that they were like smart enough to have shots like, you know, because it's obviously it's like they're like turning the camera on, off,
Right.
on, off, just to kind of get the makeup appliance to make it look like it's actually
crazy.
like forming. And it's incredible. It's an incredible effect. But they were smart enough to have moments where he blinks, because otherwise he would have just been staring off to the side like this.
Yeah.
But they have like just like one dead expression. But every so often he'd blink, and it just made it look a little bit more natural. So I was like, that's a good choice.
Yeah. It's so impressive how they would do this.
Dude, I can't imagine. That poor man had to lay there, and just like little by little by little, they had to apply the makeup. It's like, well, we got one hair on his face.
Yep.
Roll, stop, more hair, stop. It just seems like a maddening
I actually have a quote from Lon Chaney Jr. about that exact thing. He said, the day we did the transformations, I came in at 2 a.m. When I hit that position, they would take little nails and drive them through the skin at the end of my fingers on both hands so I couldn't move them anymore.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
What? Why?
I don't know. Maybe so he wasn't like animated with his hands. I don't know.
That's so crazy. Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
They
I guess
do that
they're
on
Wolfman, so they're thinking it's like webbed, I guess. So
Yeah.
I guess I kind of understand it.
They do that on my job too, though.
Oh God.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with
you
my
gotta
role.
get out of there.
I know, man. They're just like, hey,
You gotta get out of there.
drink this alcohol.
Do they have a good retirement plan?
Not for me. They told me that. Everyone else is gonna
For themselves, yeah, but not anyone
not
else.
this asshole. We're gonna put prosthetics on them.
But yeah, so he turns into the Wolfman and he escapes from the hospital, and we see that's when he goes out and he kills a policeman, and he jumps on, like you said. Go ahead, you were gonna say he jumped on the barrels.
He jumps on like the box and he kind of like stumbles a little bit. And I'm like, he's kind of like the precursor, I feel like, to Ghostface, because he's like not very coordinated at all.
Right.
Or it was just Lon Chaney Jr. drinking that vodka. And it was just falling.
It's grape juice. It's wolf's brain grape
that
juice.
shit
Get away
from
from
him. Please, your fam. No, I had a question for you, EJ, at this part. Do you think I would have been a good wolf man?
I think so, yeah.
Do you feel like that's what I was supposed to be, and I ended up being a crummy human?
Yeah, I could see you being a really good wolf man.
You know, now like when it shows
And
them,
having
like,
a good wolf family and
Yeah.
wolf kids.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like that shot where they show him like running around in the streets.
Yeah.
Couldn't you see me doing that?
I could see, dude, you know what? Don't dream it, be it. Go do it right now.
I know a good cursed wolf, and I'm asking him to maybe bite me on Saturday.
Yeah. Is there a full moon Saturday?
He said it doesn't matter when he bites you.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh,
full
okay.
moon will happen, and that's when the change will occur. You don't have to
Right.
get bit on a full moon, he says.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of works out.
It was just weird how he brought it up, though.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
It was
You
a
know-
wedding planner.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, my werewolf was a wedding planner. Because they also have to work.
Right, of course.
It's not all about raging. The
Right.
full moon is like how long during the month?
Yeah, like a day,
Couple
maybe 2
days,
days,
maybe?
I don't know. Yeah,
So you gotta do something else. You can't just be werewolfing all the time.
is he like a teen wolf?
Not this guy, no. He's very old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I just wanted to know what you thought about that, but let's move on.
Yeah. So he kills this policeman, and then we cut back to the next day, and Lawrence is found in his hospital bed, knocked out, and he's like face down. Again, he looks like he's just drunk, right? Like,
Yeah, he looks
just-
like...
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he's been on a bender.
And the thing is, they operated. He should have been dead because they said his skull was bashed in. Which, in the end of the first Wolfman, his skull is bashed in by a cane.
Hooray for continuity.
Yeah, no, that's what I was like. This is great continuity. Like, they actually did a great job with a lot of the script in this, and also so they operate on him, and he heals quick, and that's just kind of when he kind of learns too that even though he's dead, he can't. Like that he died, he can't really die. Like, he'll just keep coming back. Under the like certain circumstances.
So is this where the Monster Squad stuff came from?
I think so too. Yeah, I think like obviously the Wolfman will kind of like regenerate unless it's like put down in a proper way, right?
Yeah, like because I know it was like a silver bullet over time. It became a silver bullet.
It was a silver bullet.
It wasn't in the first movie, nor is there an actual shot of a full moon in the first movie, which is interesting. But
The first one was a silver cane.
yeah,
Yeah.
wax him over the head.
Yeah.
But like, what if you decapitate him?
Well, no, because if going against like, or if we're using the Monster Squad rules,
Yeah, like does his head just come back on?
they like threw dynamite in him and they blew up into pieces. So if he could like reform back, I would say like if you decapitate him, maybe. But then I feel like I don't know.
So is he like Deadpool?
I think so. I think they're kind of making it like almost like Wolverine, right? Like he just regenerates and regenerates. But the only like
And he's got that healing factor, so he's probably all made out of adamantium and shit.
right.
I mean, he already has his skull bashed in. And
Yeah,
he's still ticking.
and he's back. He's good now.
Also, can we talk about how charming Dr. Mannering is, Patrick Knowles?
Oh yeah, so the doctor is awesome. He's incredible. It's
like
funny
one of
because
my favorite parts.
he kind of looks like Henry Frankenstein a little bit. Like especially later on when he's wearing the lab coat and stuff, you're like, oh, I see why they cast him because he looks so much like the original Henry.
He's like awesome in this.
And his name is Frank. Real clever, guys.
Yeah, Frank.
Frank
I
Mannering.
get it.
Dr. Frank Mannering.
Yeah,
Dr. Frank.
mannerisms. Frank mannerisms.
He's good.
Yeah. So he finds out that he murdered someone. He's like I like he finds out someone was murdered and that the person that was murdered was ripped apart by like a wild animal. And so he tells the doctor, he's like, I murdered someone and I swear to God, like that was me. I turned into this wolf, right? And that's when the inspector comes along and he's asking questions about Lawrence. He's like, where are you from? Like, what happened? Why are you pretending to be Lawrence Talbert? He's like, no, I'm really Lawrence Talbert. And he says Lawrence is his real name and finds out that he also died 4 years ago. They're like, well, if you say who you are, you actually died 4 years ago. Your father died. And he's like, oh, and then it starts to come back.
Goldfish Goldie?
Yeah, my dead.
Do you remember that in Robin Hood Men Tights?
Yeah, my goldfish Goldie
My cat choked on the goldfish.
choked on the goldfish.
Lawrence Talbert died. Oh, but it couldn't be.
Yeah. So the doctor and inspector discuss Lawrence and
Wait, did you get to the part where the guys come in with the straitjacket?
oh yeah. So they come in and they put a jacket on him because they kind of think Lawrence, this guy John Doe, who is saying who he is just crazy, right? And the doctor and inspector.
Well, it's funny because like those guys come in with the straitjacket. Now, first of all, they came in with the straitjacket before he lost his mind.
Right.
They just got this thing off the truck and they want to put it on somebody.
Yeah.
But like they walked in and they just like jump on him and they're holding him down and stuff. And in my head, because
he does like a good job of fighting them back for a little bit.
yeah. Because I'm fucked up in my head. I'm just like, I'd like to say that Lawrence fought the good fight, but unfortunately, prison is not a fairy tale.
So
That's what it kind of looks like. It looks
It
like
really
that
does.
scene.
and then we see where the doctor and inspector, they're discussing Lawrence, and the doctor thinks Lawrence might be a lycanthrope. He's like, well, he has like what he's claiming to be. Like, not that he actually buys it, but he's kind of like, There's like the suspicion of lycanthrope, and maybe it's real, maybe it's not, but this is what he thinks he is, right?
He's a man who believes himself to be a wolf.
Right.
And this, we don't have a lot going on, and this is probably like the coolest thing that's happened in a while.
Right.
So maybe we could just like drag this out a little
We'll
bit.
drag this out a little bit.
Yeah.
So the doctor and inspector, they actually go to the grave of Lawrence Talbot, and they see, obviously, the grave was open, nothing's in the casket, and there's a dead man beside the grave, right? And the local policeman tells the tale of a wild animal a couple of years ago going around killing locals, and John killing his son, Lawrence, right? And he gives them like pretty much like the plot of The Wolfman Part 1. That's when the doctor calls back to check in on his patient, and he finds out that Lawrence actually escaped, and he ripped right out of his straitjacket, like a wild animal, just like ripped right out of it.
Yeah, with his teeth.
Right.
He goes, with his teeth.
With his teeth. And Lawrence goes looking for Maliva. And this is a character that returns from the first Wolfman, but it's not the same actress. It's a different actress now. But she's the woman. Her son was Bela Lugosi.
Which is really funny.
Yeah, in the original Wolfman.
Did it kind of look like when...
Named Bela.
Named Bela.
Yeah. When like Lawrence goes to the door to talk to her, she kind of looks at him like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Who's this guy?
Who is this fucking guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you.
Yeah. Oh, my son cursed you. That's right.
Oh, yeah. But
and
like, he cursed
you
a
beat
lot of
him
people.
to death, right?
Could you be more specific?
Yeah. So Lawrence goes looking for Maliva, and again, she's the woman that also kind of helped him in the first movie. And her son
Were you the one bit by
was
a
cursed. Yeah. Were you the one bit by the money? No, but her son was Bela, played by actually Bela Lugosi, oddly enough, and he's the one that bit Lawrence in the first place. So he's like trying to get info from her, and she says, you know what, I'll promise to help you. And then her family's like, whoa, this guy's crazy. Are you sure you want to help this guy? And she's like, no, I want to see this through. I might know a way for you to end this curse, right? Because he wants to die. He doesn't want to live with this curse and go around still murdering people, like innocent people.
Yeah.
So
She said, I knew of a man who could do the things that you're asking.
right. And so the two travel along, and we got this cool
I'm
montage.
a little confused by this part because she's like, I know of somebody who could do what you need done, right?
Right.
But Dr. Frankenstein was known for bringing people back to life, not killing them.
Right.
Right.
But she
Because
probably,
like with that logic, she probably could rattle off thousands of names.
right. Yeah.
She probably is assuming if he knew how to bring somebody back, that she could probably kill, like probably figure out how to kill someone.
If anyone could do it, maybe
be
it's
him.
this guy.
See, I would have just ditched this whole trip. I would have just took him to a prison and yelled that he was a snitch and just pushed him in there and left him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure
He's a rat, get him!
But then he would heal from all the stuff. He was like, you fucking asshole.
No, some of those criminals were made of silver.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure that probably Lon Chaney would have liked your script change because on the way to this place, the carriage that they're in carrying him and Maria Uspankaya flips and they both get injured.
Really?
Yes.
What?
They
Really?
both got injured, yeah.
Why didn't they keep that in the movie? That would have been funny.
Because you just see him going, oh, we're going. Oh, it's a full moon. Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the two travel along.
I did want to know during their little trip what the fuck they talked about all that time.
Well, it's funny because they do a montage and they're playing Holiday Road, and I thought Holiday Road, and but they get to this inn where they're looking for Dr. Frankenstein, right? And they learn.
I wish
that
I did
he
one of those
died.
things where he wasn't dead And he was just at the bar and like, I'm looking for Dr. Frankenstein. He turned around. He's like, who wants to know? Like, do that cliche.
I love those.
Wipes the beer off his face.
It's like, what the fuck do you want?
I haven't been called that name in a long time.
Dr. Frankenstein, I thought you'd be bigger. It's like a Roadhouse.
Or Revenge of the Sith.
So Dr. Frankenstein, they learned that he died, right? And the people in this inn, like tavern, are not fans of people asking about him.
You're not fans of him, period.
Not fans of Dr. Frankenstein, period, right? So they're all like,
It's a dirty name to them.
you fuckers,
He
what do you
actually
bring
says
that shit
doesn't
up?
say Frankenstein. That's a dirty name.
That's a dirty name here. Yeah, and
So
so...
that's seriously how we say fuck you around these parts.
And
Go ahead.
they're all upset, right? And Lawrence is like, he kind of loses hope once he hears that Dr. Frankenstein died. And so they leave. Like,
Well-
him and Maliva end up leaving.
At this point in the movie, is Larry starting to look to you guys like a guy who loses at the tracks a lot?
Oh, yeah.
He looks messy.
I think Lon Chaney, it's funny because in this one, I think he just is so good. Like, I feel like I feel like his acting turned up a notch since the last, like Wolfman. Do you? I feel like he seems more tormented in this one.
I feel like I think it definitely is better, but I know that's like the age-old question that everybody always brings up. Was he just a really good actor, or was he just kind of being himself? I actually think he's more of a good actor.
I do too. I mean, like, I would give it more to the first one acting wise. I think he is so likable and charming in that first movie.
Yeah,
This one, he's just kind of like, won't you help me die?
yeah.
Please,
he seems
somebody.
so tormented. I don't know. Like, I
That's
feel like
the
he plays it
cool-
really well.
I feel like the cool backdrop to this is there's somebody, and we'll get into that really wants to die, and how do you compare that with something that wants to live? So I think it's just a really cool, I guess, moral conundrum to have.
Sure.
Yeah,
But I mean, I would say I think across the board at this table, whether you prefer him in the first one or this one, he's great.
yeah.
Lon Chaney Jr. he's wonderful.
I think
I love whenever he pops up in anything.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting to see the progression of the character going from like this playboy kind of cool guy to this tormented soul,
Like forever tormented.
So I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
Like, what point do you have to be where the only thing that is on your mind throughout the entire movie
It's like I
is
want
trying to figure out how to die? But you're
Yeah.
doing it in a good way, though. I don't want to say in a good way, but you're doing it in a way because you know that by you being alive, you're inflicting pain on everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a noble suicide.
It's a noble
Right.
suicide, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I guess technically he can get away with it by saying, "Oh, well, I didn't commit suicide. Someone else did it." But
Right. But yeah, so we see where he's upset and he kind of loses hope and they leave. And they're on the wagon and Lawrence looks up and he sees a full moon and he's like, "Oh
Well,
no."
that guy's not on the wagon.
Oh yeah, he's
definitely off. You've been waiting
off
all
the way.
fucking day to say that. He's been setting it up, just waiting for it.
I know. And so Lawrence sees the moon and he's about to turn into the Wolfman, so he jumps off, and that's probably where it tipped, because he's a big guy. He was like 6'2" or something,
He
right?
was like big. He was bigger.
Hey,
And-
I think we jumped past a really important detail. We see the Frankenstein castle home.
Yes,
And
yeah,
it's-
they point to it
Yeah,
at one
and,
point.
and for some reason now it's built right next to the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, the dam.
Where did the dam come from?
Yeah, they don't really establish that in the
Right.
first or
It's like
the
an
second.
it's like an
It used to be on
Halloween.
a hilltop, right?
Yeah.
And then now it's like, oh, we remodeled it, and now it's down here. It's kind of like Hogwarts in 1 and 2, and like there's a it's like the Forbidden Forest is right across from the castle. Then
sure.
in part 3 and 4, there's this huge bridge that you have to take to get to the castle.
It also reminds me of like Halloween 5.
Yeah, like
'Cause
the
like a-
house is like
Yeah, it's like a Victorian castle.
yeah, it's like a Victorian home,
And now
compared to like a
they've added now a fictional town that wasn't established in the first one. Now it's Visaria, so this is where this whole thing has taken place. I'm curious on what the gap is between Son of Frankenstein.
Ghost.
It was a Ghost. What the gap was between
Ghost of Frankenstein.
and this one?
It doesn't
Like,
seem like it was that long.
Because my thought would have been, well, maybe they constructed something in that time period. I know it's supposed to be 6 years after the Wolfman.
I can tell you what happened. Frankenstein had
Need
a
a
summer
plot
home.
armor.
He had a summer castle.
yeah.
This
He has
is
a
one of
couple
his other
castles.
properties.
Yeah.
Is that okay for you guys? I think it's a good.
I think that's a good
explanation.
one.
He's got money to bring back fucking people. He can get himself a nice little summer home
Yeah.
next to the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, so the castle is now next to a dam, and that's kind of important because later on, some damn things happen.
Plot armor.
So Lawrence is turning into Wolfman. He jumps off the wagon, and literally and figuratively,
Another drink of bourbon.
and he runs
That's
away.
why the fucking wagon tipped over because he was driving it.
And he ditches Maliva, and she's like, "No, don't go." And I'm like, "You know what he's turning into? Are you seriously like, hey, don't leave me alone
She's
here?"
like, I also would like to die. I got debt.
So later on, we see the townspeople, and we get that great scene, almost like we saw in one of the previous, Bride of Frankenstein, right? Where we see a townsperson like carrying, the first Frankenstein, where they're carrying the child through the town.
Yeah.
We have this like recreation of it. Now it's kind of like the Wolfman, right? He kills someone, this girl, and we see a townsperson carrying this girl through the town.
Which, how ballsy is that? Like, I feel like most modern movies wouldn't even go down that route. And here we are in the 30s and the 40s. They're like, fuck that. We're going to kill them.
Right.
And they're doing it to prove a point, and
It's to show like
crazy. It's like a sympathetic point in some instances.
right.
Like Frankenstein, it's sympathetic, I feel like, because it's just a guy who, well, it's a monster that was created, didn't ask to be created, sees this little girl throwing the petals.
Maria.
Yeah, and he thinks, oh, well, we're all laughing, having a good time. I bet you she floats, and she doesn't.
She floats like the flowers because she's probably like, she's pretty like the flowers and she'll float too.
Yeah.
Maybe she's the original Pennywise.
She could be.
You'll
maybe
float too.
Maybe that's the original Pine Barrens.
too. Float too.
Maybe that's original Pine Barrens.
but-
But then this one, it's like, you
Yeah.
have this guy, all he wants to do is die so he can, like, prevent what just happened. And here he is, like, bad luck Larry, fucking takes out, like, a young girl.
Yeah, and so Larry killed this girl. We don't see it, right? But we know it's him.
Yeah.
And even when they explain like she was killed by what looks like a wild animal, because at first the mob, he takes them to like him and this girl, like he walks the dead body to like a mob of people, and they're like, "Oh, Frankenstein's monster's back! It killed another girl." And
They whip a mob together real quick.
That's
Yeah.
real fucking quick.
This town is so good at putting mobs together. It must have been really hard to get everyone together back then.
Yeah,
Cell phones.
easy.
yeah.
It wasn't like
It's like, come on out. And everyone's like,
oh
"All right,
yeah, they
I got
probably
shit
did
to
that
do."
thing.
We,
Right.
Monsters out back. We gotta get them.
The monsters here, monsters. Like a town crier.
We got to get, like, the mayor who's kind of sympathetic to everything that's kind of going on.
Yeah.
And we got to dub Halloween 4. You son of a bitch, you just created a lynch mob.
But yeah, the mob races, like they're all like, "Oh yeah, the monster's back. Let's get him." And then one of the inspectors is like, "Wait, no, I checked out the body. It looks like she was attacked by a wild animal, right?" And that's when we see Dwight Fry. He goes, "Ah, wild animal."
Can I have my check?
Thank you.
And unfortunately is the last movie.
Yeah, because
Dwight
he
Fry
like
would ever do.
died on
Heart
public
attack.
transit.
Yeah. He had a massive heart attack.
Yeah, that's
Do you
so
blame
sad.
yourself for that, Chris? Because I blame you. for the death of
I would just blame Larry Talbert. Everything else is his fault.
EJ, silly this guy's fault.
Yeah. But yeah, the wolf howls.
Okay, grave robber.
Yeah. The wolf howls, right? And they all hear it. And they're like, well, maybe it was a wolf then that did it. So the mob races away to kill it. And they do come across the wolf man and they shoot him a couple times. But obviously it's not silver bullets. So
the funniest shotting acting of all time.
he's like, ow.
It was more like, ow! He does like a 360.
Yeah, he's like, owie.
But again, it's like that clumsy acting that he brought to it. That
Yeah.
you're like, it just, I don't know, it's charming.
It's charming.
It's interpretive dance.
Yeah.
If you watch some of his moves, then shortly, I guess I'll just get us there. He's run away, and then
Yeah.
he falls down a hole.
Into the dungeon area.
Yeah,
of
it's
the
like
Frankenstein's castle.
Frankenstein's like ice castle. It's Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
But then he's kind of running around, jumping off of shit and doing these like pirouettes and shit.
Yeah. I was like, what is he doing down here? And like,
At one point, he gets like a whole bunch of snow and he just throws it up in the air. You're
Yeah.
like, what is he doing?
what is he? He makes a snow angel at one point. And I'm like, what?
Starts building a snowman.
He's getting
Snow
so mad
angel.
because he like can't escape. He's like bouncing off the damn thing.
Yeah.
That's how he brings the monster back. He puts a top hat on him.
Yeah.
And he comes back.
He literally, remember Mad TV Stewart when he would be like, I could do it. And he would do that little jump. He does, like the Wolfman does that little Stewart jump, which is insane. So anyways, the Wolfman
Stewart.
is just chilling out in the dungeon now, playing with the snow. And the mob sees
It's
Maliva.
really funny when you say that, but it's true.
Yeah.
He's just trying to chill and play out in the snow.
And
He can't
but
go
he's in the
anywhere.
dungeon, like he's indoors, but all the snow is in there. I don't know. It doesn't. So, anyways,
I think it's because something collapsed.
yeah,
That's kind of what they established because he falls down like this one
right.
spot.
And so the mob, they see Maliva and they're like, "Hey, this lady was with that one guy,
She knows something. Let's torture her.
and she was asking about that Frankenstein monster. Well, Frankenstein, let's get her." So they just take her away.
Yeah, they just
And then
kidnapped
she's
this
gone.
poor old lady.
Yeah, then she's just gone.
So the next day, Lawrence awakens in the dungeon, and he's looking around, and he's back in human form now, and he finds a frozen monster, like Frankenstein's monster. And so Lawrence,
It's like weird because the monster turned into a weird Hungarian man.
yeah,
Well, funny enough, the director loved Bela Lugosi so much that it's not even Bela Lugosi in the first shot.
Really?
It's stuntman Eddie Parker.
oh,
He's
so
like-
the one where it's like from that weird angle.
Where he's sitting there like this and it's kind of going up like this. It's the first time that you're actually getting to see him.
Yeah,
It's actually Eddie Parker. It's not Bela at all. He
Also,
actually
Interesting.
so that's not confusing. Yeah, you get your character's introduction, and it's a totally different face. It's
a totally
great
different.
idea.
So if you're wondering why it
So
looks a
cool.
little bit off,
yeah.
it's because the director actually preferred the makeup on Eddie Parker and the other stunt guy a little bit more than Bela.
That's just like a bad idea. It's like a weird choice.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to introduce you to a character who looks different than the actual person that's going to play him.
Yep.
That's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, think back
Let's
to
dig
that
this
scene.
guy up. As a grave robber, I know how to get this done. I
You
want
can
to dig
tell
him
by
up
the
and shout at him.
nose.
Yeah.
You can tell by the nose that it's somebody different playing him. They always had to have somebody else in costume, just in case Bela couldn't go. That way, they weren't like set back on
So
filming.
did they just want to stick him on a marquee? Is that what it is? It's like, come see Lon Chaney Jr. and Bela Lugosi.
100%.
I would say, yeah.
So it's like, we don't have to have you be in the makeup the entire time, Bela. Here's a sandwich. We're going to have that guy over there. What's his name? Bob Barker?
It was Eddie Parker, and
Eddie
then there was another stunt guy who
Just think
mostly
of
played.
Eddie Brock and Peter Parker.
But then this is where it gets a little confusing
You're
because
shipping those two.
the two never really corroborated at all. So when you see certain scenes, there's things that Bela is doing that Eddie Parker and the other guy are definitely not doing.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, and it's such a weird shot because it's like it's not creepy. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird.
He's napping.
Yeah, it's like a weird up your nose kind of shot. I don't know.
And I also thought it was weird that he had the nightcap on.
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
weird.
like Scrooge. He
Just
was
for
like Scrooging.
photographic reference of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is- you could tell by looking at it, that is not Bela.
And
Why does he
maybe-
have a Robert De Niro mole?
I think Bela has that, though, too. They're probably trying to keep up with Bela's little
Ba-
mole.
yeah.
They probably like drew it on with a pencil.
I don't know why he didn't have it in the first movie, but I
Yeah.
guess deterioration.
So, Lawrence sees this and he digs out this monster, right? He like gets a rock and he smashes the ice. He digs him out, and the monster wakes up, and he's like, "Hey, can you show me where Dr. Frankenstein kept his notes or records or anything?" And so the monster kind of leads him to the library, which I love that. Like he kind of is leading him to the library.
It's a very funny looking shot.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's really cool. They walk by a bunch of bats at one point, and that's
Yeah.
nice and spooky. But then, like, you see them in this weird wide walking together, and I just started laughing. I've seen this movie before, but that shot, it just looks so strange.
The part that gets me is when, like, he, like, takes the board and he just, like, chucks it. He's just like, "Rrrr."
Oh, yeah.
It's also funny, too, that the monster lost a few feet.
He definitely did.
Yeah.
He's not, like, super tall in this one. He's just kind of like Larry's size.
Yeah.
He also lost a couple of other things.
I feel like Larry's tall, so that's probably why he doesn't.
You'd think they'd stick some platforms on him or something.
Yeah.
Because
just make
he
him a
should
little
be,
bit-
like, big and, like, strong and...
Right.
Because that's the whole goddamn thing.
But the two go to find the office or library, and they're looking through the records, but he doesn't really see anything. And that's when he finds a picture of a woman, which is the daughter of Frankenstein,
Elsa.
Elsa. And so,
Doesn't he also find the Necronomicon in there?
yeah, he's like, I don't need this.
Which, of course, Elsa, cool callback to The Bride of Frankenstein. Elsa Lanchester.
Right. So Lawrence meets up with the Baroness, Elsa Frankenstein, daughter of Dr. Frankenstein, under the guise that he's going to buy the castle, right? So that gets her to come to town, and the mayor sets it up. He's like, oh, because at first he was like, oh, I just want to meet her. And then he's like, oh, I'm not going to contact her for that, you weirdo.
Can we just talk about how weird it is that Frankenstein and the Wolfman are plotting? Like, we're plotting throughout this whole movie.
Yeah, I know. It's
But
kind
it's
of
in like
hilarious.
it's in like a unique way. Like it's not like stupid.
Right. No, it's kind of hilarious. But so eventually the mayor leaves, and that's when Lawrence is like point blank, yeah, I'm not going to buy your castle. Actually, I just wanted to know if you knew where your dad kept notes.
I wish he started screaming at him about that. It's like, you wasted my fucking time.
Are you kidding me?
You know where I live? Not close by. I had to travel here.
Right.
I was like planning on like retiring on this money.
And I thought you were an idiot for buying that, because that castle's ripped to shit, dude.
There's a monster in there. We can't get him out.
It looks like
We got a
Grace-
monster squatting in there.
looks like He-Man hangs out in there. I don't know.
Monster leave after he gets on his feet.
Monster needs help.
Nowhere to go.
Go fund me. So Lawrence asks point blank about her father's books and records and stuff, and she's like, listen, a lot of that burned up in flames. And she hears a festival outside, and she's like, you know what, I think I would like to stay around for a little bit. And the mayor's
She's like,
like,
I want to
oh
get crunk.
yeah. And the mayor's like, that's great, yeah, why don't you stick around? And I don't know the mayor's intentions here. I don't know if he's like into the Baroness.
I think he's trying to set her up with them, because they do this whole thing like, oh, will you stick around?
Yeah.
It seems like they're trying to he's trying to play like matchmaker in some way.
Or he's like, we need you for the plot. If you
Because
just
it's like
hang out here
the
for a little
festival
while.
of the new wine, which I guess is supposed to be for like lovers and almost newlyweds.
Right. But it's so at the festival, we get Groucho Marx, who is singing. No, it's not Groucho Marx, but he looks like him a little bit. But he has like that weird, like Groucho Marx, like
Kinda.
smile.
And that weird unnatural expression, like someone's holding a gun to his back.
yeah, he's like, hello there. Well, that's how to do it. And he's like singing.
By the
and-
way, the song is very catchy. Very catchy.
and-
Come on, Angel, and sing a song For life is short, but death is long.
I like that. Oh my god, more on that.
Yeah, so Lawrence, you know,
Well, it's funny because there's like, just to put this in context, this little musical sequence goes on for like 5 minutes.
it
definitely
does.
does.
Yeah, it really does.
It keeps going, and I just imagine like the promotional stuff for this movie. It's like Frankenstein and the Wolfman. You can't handle the horror. And
It's
like
scariest movie of all time. Yeah. Imagine like someone just walking in and like, scariest
they're
movie?
like late for the movie. They walk in, they're like, this movie sucks.
What the fuck is going on here? I thought this was Frankenstein.
Music in the tomb.
I just imagine like a couple walking in and going, I don't think this is the right movie. They walk back out. Where's the movie again?
No, it is this movie.
That's
miss.
it.
That's the
Are you
theater.
kidding me?
What the fuck is this? I also like that Larry, they travel over to Larry eventually, and he has a look on his face like, why the fuck is this guy singing?
Yeah, so this guy's
He
singing,
gets pissed.
and then
He
the
looks so
guy
annoyed.
looks at him, right? And he really like singles out Larry. And so he sings to Lawrence, oh, life goes on, and
Life
don't-
is short, but death is long.
Oh,
Death is
and he
long.
like makes eye contact with him. He's like, death is long.
Well, he does it the one time too when he's talking about eternity. That's what gets. That's where Larry's just minding his own business, and he's just like,
yeah.
I like that like Larry starts like screaming at
Dude,
him.
he flips out.
Yeah,
He
but
pulls a Karen. He's like, why are you singing to me?
I think it was just like the stand-in for the audience. Like, why the fuck are you singing? Stop singing.
what's like really interesting. I just thought about it is the word bloom has like different meanings in this movie. And maybe I'm like overanalyzing it, but obviously bloom. They talk about the Wolfman poem, right? Mm-hmm. Even a man who's pure at heart. But then
Says his prayers by night.
yeah, but then they talk about like may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms. But then they go into this, and they're talking in the chorus of the song. They're talking about how like new love blooms. So it's almost like things are definitely blooming, but it's not necessarily, I feel like, what Larry's wanting to. Like there's different things now that are being introduced to him, but it's still not changing even how gorgeous this girl is. It's still not changing his main motivation of just wanting to die.
Right. It's really interesting because it's like life, and throwing it in his face. He's like, I'm fucking sick of this shit. And he flips out on the guy when the guy's singing about death and life and stuff.
Larry
But
has
mostly-
like a drunk girl in college reaction to it. He's like, this song's about me.
Yeah,
Why'd you say that?
why are you singing to me? Why did you do that to me? To me of all people.
Why did you sing that song?
Why are you singing that to me? And the guy's like, whoa, man. And
Yeah, it is weird though that he does single Larry out like that.
yeah.
He's just kind of like, but life, but death is long.
I
Why are
can,
you fucking talking to me, you piece of shit?
if like Sam Raimi directed that would have totally been Bruce Campbell singing. That guy just reminded me of like a Bruce Campbell like knockoff or something. You know what I mean? Like it was just so funny.
He would have
It's-
handled
it's-
it better.
Really
Yeah.
funny that it literally is about 5 minutes, but for some reason, it's also a very charming 5 minutes. For some reason, I love it.
Yeah,
I
I do
just
too.
love it.
Yeah.
We were singing the song to each other when we were in the drive-in in our separate cars.
Both our girlfriends are sitting there like reconsidering their options at that point.
They're like, why aren't they singing to me?
They're
No,
like,
I'm just
real
kidding.
weird. They just left the drive-in together. Where are they going?
Where are they going? So we see a man comes along, and that man is the doctor, and he tracked Lawrence down, like going place to place, and he figures out that Lawrence is here now.
I also like that everybody around him just went on and acted like Larry didn't just have some crazy person outburst.
So like,
Let's
okay,
get back to dancing.
well, let's get back to the festival.
Shit,
that
that
guy's
guy
fucking nuts.
That's everyone's a critic, I guess, huh? He didn't like that song at all.
So, the doctor's like, hey, why don't you turn yourself in? I could help you, right? I can help find a cure. I can help you go back to the hospital and we'll work together. And Lawrence is like, Doc, that doesn't work for me. I only want to die. The only way out of this is me dying.
I need a
doesn't work
prescription
for
for
me.
death.
yeah. And that's when he's like, hey, if you really, really want to help me, like Lawrence says this to the doctor, help me go through Frankenstein's records to help me find death. And that's when the Baroness and is like, yeah, okay, like she kind of agrees that she'll help to go through the records. And the festival comes to a halt when the monster shows up.
This is actually how the Monster Mash started. Did
Right.
You know that?
Yeah, it's like the Monster Mash. The Frankenstein
Everyone's-
shows up.
Everyone's
The
dancing
Monster
and stuff,
Mash.
and then he showed up, and
Yeah.
the Monster Mash was born.
Yeah. He shows up and shit just got real. No, but it's crazy. Like the one girl literally sees the monster. She falls to the ground and shakes. Like she goes into like a convulsion and she's like terrified. And I was like, that is incredible. Like that's so cool to see that. Like
You
it really
like
sells
seeing
it.
women in fear, though.
No.
Yeah, I know what you're
No,
doing.
I feel like it
sick
really
bastard.
sells like the sight of like seeing a monster
Sure.
like that, especially in that time period.
For sure.
So like when she sees it, she falls to the ground and she's just like shaking in terror. I was like, man, we don't really see that a lot of like now.
yeah.
A lot of it like movies now, it's like and like that's it. Like you get a scream maybe sometimes, but no one ever like, oh my god,
Convulses in
in
terror.
terror.
Yeah.
Like because there's sometimes like movies today more than ever should be convulsing in terror.
Sure.
But anyways, so the festival comes to a halt when this monster shows up and he scares the hell out of everyone.
The horses try to act like they don't see him. They're like, this fucking guy.
This fucking guy.
No, the horses really are funny in that sequence because like he's coming towards them and they're like, shit.
Shit, man.
Oh, boy.
So then Lawrence is like, oh my gosh. And so he runs over to the monster and he kind of like, hey, it's me, right? And he kind of like talks him down a little bit and he gets the monster to go and leave with him.
And then the monster becomes like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
He just like starts throwing barrels at everybody.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because we didn't really go into this. He's not supposed to be able to see, but yet he knows exactly where to throw those damn barrels.
So one of the important things in this, like the original script and plot, was not only was the monster able to talk, and we'll get to that a little later, but he also was blind. Like he could not see at all.
That's how Ghost of Frankenstein ended.
Yeah.
Because they put the monster or Igor's brain into the monster's body, but they had like their blood types weren't compatible.
Yeah, it was something like
So
that.
they're like, "Oh, you're fucking blind, dude," and he was like, "What? No!" And like,
And he could talk.
yeah. So they were gonna continue that with like Lugosi actually like still being Igor inside of the
And
monster.
it makes sense.
But
Right.
But in this movie, I guess it's okay to touch on it.
Yeah, we can touch on
the
it.
producers, I guess, heard Lugosi talking through the monster's body and were like, "This is fucking stupid," and they took all of his dialogue out.
Yeah.
So a lot of things do not make sense because in this instance, he's not supposed to be like he's supposed to be blind, but yet when you have a stuntman playing him, he's launching out barrels. He's with pretty accurate precision too.
Right.
Maybe he's like Daredevil.
Could be,
Yeah.
but
Maybe.
that's an issue in and of its own right because then you have like holes, and there's definitely scenes too where you can see the monster's mouth moving, but no words are coming out.
Yeah. Unless he's muttering to himself. Like,
Right.
Fucking Wolfman. Shit. Oh, fuck that guy up.
But one of the crazy things about this too, right, is the birth of everyone always like will do an impression of Frankenstein. They hold their arms out and wave them around, and that really comes from this movie because
Comes from Lugosi.
Bela played it like he was blind, so that's why he had his arms out, and so that's where that
Isn't that weird?
originates.
Everybody fucking hated it, but when everybody mocks Frankenstein, they're actually mocking Lugosi and doing an impersonation of Lugosi rather than Karloff.
And it's funny too, because I mean, even like still to this day, when people do an impression of Dracula, they're doing the Lugosi.
They're doing Lugosi.
So it is funny to me.
That like when
He
you're
had
doing
such an impact on.
and you know what? I'm like kind of happy. Like I love Boris Karloff. Don't get me wrong, but Lugosi got like such a bad fucking deal with this movie that it almost like charms me a little bit that like when people think of Frankenstein and they do their hands out like that it's Lugosi that they're doing.
Imagine what's so cool about this, and then we'll go back into the breakdown, is like, imagine you get stripped away of all your speaking lines and extra stuff that you could have had in the movie, and one of the things that like is left over is that, and it's so impactful that it carries on for generations and generations later.
But he won't know that. That's the thing that sucks.
And he doesn't know that, but it's kind of awesome, right? Because he was still so impactful in the role that it kind of carried on into the lore and what everyone thinks about Frankenstein.
So here's
like
a question for you guys.
What's up?
Do you think that Lugosi would have accepted the role, knowing that all of his lines would be cut, taking 4 hours in a makeup chair, and then another 16 hours filming every day?
At this point in his career, probably.
At this point, probably. But back then, do you think he would have accepted that role?
Do you mean like for this film or
For this
Frankenstein?
film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, because I know that his star was waning. And
I know he had money
and he had
issues.
issues. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think he was like Bela Lugosi meets the Brooklyn Gorilla or whatever the fuck that movie was called. Yeah, like he's one of those unfortunate Hollywood stories. And as a person, we all do love the movie Ed Wood. It's kind of getting into his head a little bit. It just makes me sad. I love Lugosi. And I am just exactly what you guys are saying. I'm glad that when people think of the monster, they think of him when they don't even realize it. And that he is still, to this day, the definitive, I want to say, like Halloween costume Dracula.
Yeah, I would say so. I don't think anybody else has really eclipsed that. Like even Christopher Lee would say the same thing when he was alive, that, everybody always comes up and says, oh, you were a great Dracula. But
It's kind of like, to me, Robert Englund as Freddy, right? Like, has there been other Freddys? Yes. Will anyone remember those? Probably not. They'll remember his, right?
Yeah.
I think Dracula is so weird because Dracula has so many different people that have tackled that role. Great actors.
Right.
And yet everybody, when they think of Dracula, you're still thinking of Lugosi.
I think it's just because Jack Pierce did such a phenomenal job with designing these characters that he made them so striking and iconic, like right out of the gate, that there's just like nothing else you can do to improve on it. It's like the guy just came in, dropped the mic, and walked out.
Yeah, and he did it multiple times.
It's like and it's like when I think of like the Invisible Man, it's like the bandages, like all these Universal movies, like they just have like this distinct look, and it's still like, I mean, you can argue that maybe some of the movies that came after might have flowed better, they may have been written better, directed better, whatever, but just the images of those characters are like forever just embedded into pop culture.
Yeah, and they're all the images are iconic too, because in the hands of a lesser makeup effects guy, we might not even be talking about some of these things, but yet it's the distinct look of all of them.
Flat top thing for the monster. The fucking bolts and stuff in his ear. Like, it's just so cool. And even like the Wolfman in this, like you just look at like that makeup job, and then we really need to get back into the plot.
Right.
Like that transformation and stuff. Like, you're just like, those Universal movies, they just took all those monsters, knocked it out of the park. And there wasn't really anything that they've made great. Like, I love Bram Stoker's Dracula, like the Francis Ford Coppola movie.
Yeah.
I love it so much. But
Horror Dracula, great.
yeah, Horror Dracula, all those Hammer movies, like for Frankenstein and Dracula, are wonderful.
I mean, every Christopher Lee movie of Dracula is pretty freaking good.
I think one of my favorite Dracula movies of all time is one of his.
Which one?
Has Risen from the Grave.
Okay.
Dracula's Risen from the Grave. That's awesome shit. What's going on in the plot?
Yeah, so let's go back to this. So the town wants
24 hours episode.
yeah, the town wants the Baroness to answer some questions, and that's when the doctor tries to calm them down, and they bring out Maliva, who doesn't know the doctor or the Baroness, right? They're like, "What do you know about this lady?" And they're like, "We don't know her. We never met her either," right? And so it introduces those three characters together. And those three all agree that they'll let the doctor speak to Lawrence, right? The three of them will go. They'll try to talk to Lawrence and see what's going on. So Maliva, the Baroness, and the doctor go to Larry and promise to help him. And the Baroness retrieves the book out of like the secret safe that she finds.
Which is exactly where Frankenstein's monster was.
Right.
He just didn't know about the little lever on top.
Yes. And so they find the book that says The Secret of Life and Death by, Dr. Frankenstein. Unfortunately, it doesn't give Lawrence hope on death at first. Because when they're reading it and they're talking about it, he's like, this is all about the creation of life. It's not really about death at all. Right. And then he
Wasn't really what he was trying to do. Larry.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And at one point, they do read a part of it that says, like, oh, sometimes if you drain all the energy out of a creature, it could kill it, right?
That's some
But you have to do
science
like
right there.
Yeah, but you have to
If you
transfer
take,
it.
if you take all the life out of somebody, they may die.
Wasn't it like something like mixing the X's with the minuses
Yeah.
or something? You're like,
It's just
Yeah.
like this bunch
What
of
does that mean?
bullshit. I know.
It's like
It's
jumping
oh,
a car.
you,
Like
you just know Mandarin's talking out of his ass at this point.
So if I take two X's and I intermingle them with some circles, that's how you bring people back from the dead.
it's like jumping a car. You just put it on the right cables, and you're good. But there's a transference. Like it has to, you have to transfer that energy into something else, right?
Which makes sense.
So so he's like, okay, if I drain myself of all the energy, it should kill me as the Wolfman. I should die, and it could go to the monster. That's fine, right? Because he wants to live. I want to die. There's a equal trade-off here, right? So meanwhile, we cut to the barkeep Brosnick, right?
He
Brosnick,
sucks.
yeah.
Talking about drowning rats, the piece of shit fuckface.
Yeah, and he wants the town to revolt and kill the monster, but the mayor's like, hey. This is like a sensible mayor. He's not like the Jaws mayor. He's actually kind of like useful. And so he's kind of like, guys.
We need to keep the Frankenstein
Let's-
castle open during the holiday season.
We got a lot of visitors here for the Frankenstein castle. We got to keep it open for the season. Come on now, guys. But he shoots it down. He's like, oh, no. We're not going to kill, like anybody. Let's not rise up.
Just jump to murder.
Right. And then Brosnick even was like, oh, I could blow up the dam and drown them like rats or something, right? I think he says.
Yeah.
And so the doctor, meanwhile, is running the experiment to help Lawrence, and the Baroness tries to sway the doctor. She's like, why don't you use this opportunity to clear my name, like as a Frankenstein, right? To kill the monster and then maybe kill Lawrence somehow, right?
Like, well, I was going to bring this up later anyways. Turns out the monster doesn't have medical insurance. Monster have HMO. Mannery out of Monsters Network.
Monster need Obamacare.
Yeah, they never. There is one glaring plot hole. They never explain how they are able to afford all of that fucking equipment.
Well, all of that equipment was there.
No, because he gets crates and crates of shit. Because he even says, like, oh, they're getting crates and crates of stuff up there.
Larry had really good medical
Oh yeah,
insurance.
that's right. Yeah. Yeah. So it's just.
Maybe it was upstairs.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it was upstairs.
I mean,
don't
maybe
know.
it's possible. Maybe Mannering is like fleecing all of his people.
It fell off the truck. It fell off the truck.
All I do-
Mannery's actually in the mob. Hey, where'd you get all that medical equipment? Fucking fell off a truck.
Fell off a truck.
I get patients. I put them in the sanitarium. like the mental
And
institute.
I get a kickback.
And then I just take all their belongings and estates.
Plot twist.
It's real good. It's real good work.
We got a plot twist here. What if Mannering actually
too real.
hired the 2 grave robbers to go from grave to grave?
Fucking would. So he's like, yeah, that sounds great, Baroness. Let's do that, right? So the doctor, he sets up the experiment. The 2 people are on
Slabs.
the slabs. So you got Larry on one slab, the Frankenstein's monster on another, and he's like feeling up like the Frankenstein's bolts on the neck. He's like, okay, I could connect X and O here.
I did forget about the one thing that really makes me laugh every time. The one thing that always makes me laugh is actually Elsa's meetup with Frankenstein. When he takes like that big fucking piece of wood and he's just like,
Oh yeah.
I laugh every time because it's just like so fucking
He has a
funny.
piece of wood and he's gonna beat the
He's
shit
just
out
gonna
of those
beat
3.
the shit out of her. He's just like, Ugh!
And then Lawrence is like, hey, they're cool. Don't worry about them.
They're
cool.
friends.
They're friends. They're all right. And then the monster's like, okay.
I did like when Mannery was feeling his neck bolts.
Yeah.
He's like, I see what the problem is. You just need to tighten them. Why is he doing that? It's so weird. Like he's giving him a physical. I see what the problem here is that your neck bolts are loose.
And Lawrence, I noticed your testicles aren't in the right place, and you have 8 nipples. That's not normal. But no, I love that. The doctor, he's like, okay, let's start the experiment. So he's about to turn it on. He's like, I must see the Frankenstein's monster in full power.
Yeah, they all get to that point in these movies where they're like, no, I'm going to go into my work and I'm going to be responsible. Ah, fuck this. I want to see what this thing can do.
Fuck this.
Yeah. I want to see him crush cans.
Want to see how you failed Frankenstein? Watch this.
Oh.
When you see this baby hit full power, you're gonna see some serious shit.
He's like pulling levers though, like he doesn't know what the fuck any of them
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
He's
he's
like,
like pulling them.
the
he's
sound,
not like confident at all.
yeah,
The sound on the one thing is like, ding, ding.
dude, the sound design in this movie is fucking awesome. It's so good. Like when you're hearing the metal grinding and the vibration of everything, I'm like, yo, that sounds really, really good. So props to the sound design for this time period doing all that. It sounded awesome. But yeah, we see like there's even like a Tesla
Yeah.
coil and like you see the bulb is like lighting up. It's like
It sounds awesome.
it sounds so good. And then he's like, I gotta see this shit turned up to 11. So he's like, and he's beginning this transference. And that's when the Baroness comes along and she's like, what are you doing?
Like, you're growing him stronger. He's like, fuck you, bitch.
She's like taking a nap in one of the rooms.
Yeah.
yeah,
Isn't
she's
a
like, just
nightie
like
and
I'm gonna
shit?
take a nap.
She's like making herself at home.
Yeah. And so
She's like, I'm going to take a nap while you do the experiments. I'd be real fucking interested to see that.
right. Yeah. She's like, you do your thing. I'm gonna just take a nap. I'm gonna have an early nightcap. Don't worry about
She's
it.
just like reading Chicken Soup for the Soul up in her bed.
She's like, yeah, I'm gonna take a book in, maybe read TV's Digest.
Could you just like maybe keep your experiments down a little bit?
Right.
I have a big morning tomorrow. I actually have to meet somebody who wanted to buy this fucking castle. Larry.
Now I have
to explain to him why there's 2 dead bodies.
so she
It's a
runs
really strong castle. Great view of the town. Little bit of monster infestation, but we can get those
We'll
out.
get that. We have a little nice snow area downstairs where the
We have
kids
a little
can play.
snow dungeon.
Now I have to tell you up front. The monster comes with the castle. There's not much we can do about that.
Gotta admit, we had a little bit of a plumbing leak, and the whole downstairs is completely ice.
There's a giant hole in the floor, not kid friendly.
We like to call it the snow dungeon.
And
Perfect for baby.
And you just have to be really careful walking outside because there's just holes everywhere that you'll fall
We
into the
do
dungeon.
have a bit of an open ceiling here.
And our castle is
By open ceiling, we have no ceiling in this room.
and our castle's dangerously close to that dam. Just saying.
And everyone's gonna hate you even if we don't live here anyway.
Yeah.
Because they just don't like the castle.
There's a lot of hatred that comes with this place, but you can't beat the price.
Prime real estate. So the Baroness runs up and she hits the switch, right? She like flips the switch, and you see at this point like Frankenstein's monster is like getting full power, and I'm guessing he can see again. Like it's kind of playing in a he's like, ooh, shit is good.
Morale is good now.
Yeah,
because he looks and gives a fucking smile.
yeah, he has like a smile. He's like, ugh.
That was when Robert De Niro got into costume.
And he's like 20/20 vision, and so he could see he's rising up from the bed.
Beyonce took his glasses off and threw them on the floor. Monster, no need.
Nearsighted, no more.
No more stigma. No more stigmatism.
Oh my gosh! And so he's waking up on the table. She flips out. She hits the switch, and it just destroys the machine. I don't know what switch she hits.
What fucking switch is it that would just be like,
Well,
I'm going to type it. I'm just going to hit it, and it's just going to destroy the whole fucking
If
thing.
I know anything from Frankenstein movies, especially Bride of Frankenstein, there's always a self-destruct lever. That's just laying there.
You know what? Just hit this.
It's the abort lever.
Right? Yeah.
The plan B lever.
But she just knew it.
B lever.
She just fucking knew exactly which one.
Yeah. So she hits this lever, and we see Lawrence is like waking up, but he's like strapped to the table, and he's like, "Oh, what's happening?" And he sees like
still a wolf,
Frankenstein's
man.
monster is kind of like going
Ready
about
for the plot device. You
and then
know
he
it's
looks
coming.
up, and he's like, "Oh shit, full moon. Here we go again."
Why do we do this experiment during a full moon?
So he starts to change, and the monster breaks free and chases the Baroness. Meanwhile, the Wolfman wakes up, and the two end up fighting it out. At one point, the Wolfman kind of like jumps onto
This is my favorite scene in the whole
the
fucking
monster
thing.
and gives him like a code breaker.
It's like a code breaker.
He's like, I love like you could just see. I don't know if it's Bella or Bela in that,
I'm
or
guessing it's probably
it's a
Eddie
stuntman.
Parker, the other guy.
But who like I don't think they were expecting of Wolf like a person to just jump right up on their back and pull them down because they're like, whoa!
they're like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, it's like actually I was like, oh, that looks like a hurt and was not planned.
I wish that like Mannery described the microphone. He's like, now the Wolfman's jumping on his back. He's breaking a chair off the monster's back.
Oh no, he grabs a steel chair from the audience. Oh no, look at the Wolfman go.
He's fighting dirty.
Then we get a lot of scenes of
Now I've
like
seen everything.
Frankenstein just tossing around the Wolfman like a rag doll.
Yeah, and they're
There's like a fucking part in this that kind of like made me pause for a second. The Wolfman like jumps on like a bunch of crates or something.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like a fucking very thin string or something that you see hanging down, and the Wolfman just goes like sailing by. It's so awesome.
yeah, it's crazy. And then
That when he gets on top of the machine and Frankenstein picks up the whole fucking machine and throws it.
I thought it was interesting that at one point they start shoving each other like, what are you gonna do about it, huh? And then he's like, what are you gonna do? And they keep pushing each other back and forth.
Wolfman's wearing wire.
But they fight it out, and the Baroness and the Doctor escape. They're like, well, nothing we can do now. Let's get out of here.
Fucked everything up enough.
Meanwhile, while this is all going down, Brosnick, the innkeeper guy, bartender,
Definitely drunk.
he climbs up to the top of the dam, and he's putting down explosives.
It's like Acme explosives.
yeah,
The real long fuse.
and he has a super long fuse.
It's like a Wile E. Coyote.
And as the monster, we cut back and forth to the monsters fighting, and the dam blows up, and it starts to flood out the castle, and like the castle's falling apart. And
It's I think the first time this is introduced in one of these movies where they don't want you to get upset about your monster losing, so they just kind of leave it ambiguous.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of like they're going at each other, and then like the water comes in, and it's
Just
like,
sweeps him right down.
yeah, because they
Yeah.
do that shit in Godzilla versus Kong.
Kong, yeah.
And I'm talking about the cool one, not the
Yeah.
newer
Yeah.
shit.
Not the crappy new one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that magical one. That
But
they made. The Toho one.
It does kind of work in this one.
Right.
I feel like it's a good way to get them out of it.
I
wish we got a little bit more, but at the same time, it also feels like it's just enough.
So wait a
Right.
minute. Let me ask you a question. If they cut out the 5-minute long musical sequence at the end, if they cut out the
Wouldn't have the
musical
same
sequence,
charm, though, Rory. I don't
you
think
could have
so.
had 5 more minutes of them giving each other like the stunner, whatever
Right. Yeah,
wrestling
Stone
moves.
Cold Stunner.
I don't know. That's
Rock
the only
bottom.
one I know.
Well, the other thing I really
The
love,
Frankenstein's monster no sell. it's like, oh, I don't take that move.
the other thing I really love about these mashups with like the Wolfman. The Wolfman not only is very clumsy, he spends most of the fight scenes just running around.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're pushing each other into like equipment, and the equipment's definitely made out of like cardboard or
Oh,
styrofoam or something. Because as soon as they get pushed into one of those things go flying across the room, and and we see the wreck and ruins of the castle, right? And the end, right? We don't know if they are dead. We assume that they're dead, right? Because we see like the castle get flooded out. I did find it interesting that the monster walks out of the river with the head of Lawrence,
And he winks.
and then it winks.
just
I thought that
winks.
was interesting.
You know what
Yeah,
else?
there he
No, I'm just kidding.
You know what would have been really fucking rad in this movie if because the dam broke. If Frank and Elsa were just standing up on a hill and they watched the water just flood the town.
Yeah, they're like, oh
shit.
oh shit.
They just like walk away nervously whistling.
You know what does kind of suck in like the modern movies is the humans always kind of interfere in the fights. Where this one, they really don't. Once they get them at full strength, they're gone. They're fucking smart. They're like, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let them
Let
fight
them
this
just
out.
like
Yeah.
fight it out. Like Freddy versus Jason, we got Rory interfering.
Yeah.
The new Kong versus Godzilla, whatever the fuck that is, that sucked. Alien versus Predator, the humans always have to like interfere in it in some way. It's like I just want to see like give me like a good monster brawl.
Yeah.
Or a monster team up, which we got both of them. We got a monster team up and a monster brawl.
Yeah.
I agree.
But yeah, that's where the movie ends. So before we get into our final thoughts, right? Chris actually printed out a couple things here. And we're going to do this segment where, like we mentioned earlier, Chris, if you want to take it away, Bela's lines all got cut from this movie.
Yes.
Right? And so what happened was so Bela, all his lines as the monster were cut.
Because they sounded stupid to producers.
Yeah, so the
Yes.
producer's like,
And test
oh, that
audiences.
accent and these lines not going together. So what Chris actually did, he printed out some deleted scenes. And so we could do maybe the first one here.
This isn't a bit, by the way.
No.
This sounds like something where we're going to do something real goofy. This is real.
Yeah, this is real.
Yeah.
So
it's
he
essentially this is the original script.
Yeah.
And it's nothing new. It's been floating around for a while. And you can see it yourself, but essentially it is with the monsters dialogue. So I thought it would be kind of cool if we're going to come on here to actually read the monsters dialogue and get a little bit of respect thrown on Bela here because I mean I think it's pretty good.
So what do you want to do?
I don't know who's going to be who.
Okay, I could be like I could read everything, and you guys could be the monster and Larry.
I'll
Who
be
wants
Larry.
to be?
I want to be the monster. Because I'm...
You could do a good in that
No.
accent. Oh, okay, good. All right. So this is what the movie might have sounded like. In the interior catacombs, medium close-up, day. The monster now sits on the stony ground, his back supported by the wall. Around him, Larry has built a couple of small fires from the driftwood in the cave. Larry sits close to the monster, watching it with burning eyes. The monster holds out weak hands towards the flames and moves the body forward to warm himself, at the same time trying to focus his vision on Larry.
Where are you? I can hardly see.
Larry pushes him back.
Watch out! You'll burn yourself.
Burn myself?
Then it turns its ugly head towards Larry.
Help me to get up.
Larry goes over to the giant and helps him to his feet.
Once I had the strength of 100 men. It's gone, and I'm sick.
He stands with Larry's help and supports himself against the wall. Interior catacomb, another angle. Day.
We must find the way out.
He gropes against the wall. Larry taps the walls too, moving around, trying to find an exit. Camera slowly pans with them as they search. Larry says,
How did you get here?
The village people wanted to kill me. They burned their house down. Dr. Frankenstein died before my eyes. I ran my clothes afire down into the cellar towards the ice house where I would be safe and do lines of coke. But I fell into the mountain stream. I lost consciousness. When I woke up,
he points toward the wall of ice in horror.
I was frozen inside that block of ice. Conscious for years, but I didn't have to pay rent, so it wasn't that bad. But I was unable to move.
Larry stops and looks at the monster, aghast.
Buried alive? I know.
Yes, buried alive. That's me. Until you found me. Who are you?
My name is Lawrence Talbot.
What the fuck you doing here?
Hiding. The same as you.
Those futile little mortals. You hate them too?
Yes.
And you and I are friends. I need friends. So do you. You look like a real fuckface. We can help each other, I guess.
Larry looks at him grimly. Then,
But how do we get the fuck out of here?
The laboratory must be behind the ice.
and that's where we'll end it. So yeah, as you can see, the monster and there's a little improv by.
No, this is all right from the movie.
But for most,
There's this classic line. He goes, "I need it to help us both." Oh, that's Larry's line. Never mind.
no, great job by you guys. Good job. I applaud.
Thank you.
The cool thing about it is there's actually a dialogue between the monster and Larry about living and dying, which is like really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun, and you could see he's like, "Oh, you hate the fucking humans too," and he's and Larry's kind of like, "Yeah, a little bit." You know,
they
what I mean?
could
Like,
suck a dick, I guess.
yeah, and as soon as he's like, "Yeah, I kind of do," and then that's when the monster's like, "Hey, you and I, let's go grab a beer, let's hit it off, let's get together."
If you hate the humans a lot, then maybe you should just keep doing what you're doing.
Come to the castle.
Like I said, like they have like
a few laughs.
they have like such like a cool little dialogue on it because the monster's like, if Dr. Frankenstein were still alive, he would return my sight and do all that. And Larry's just like, yeah, like, don't you just want to die? And he's like, die? Never.
Never. Yeah, so you can
It's a
see
cool
that the
comparison.
monster and the Wolfman, especially in this script, like that their ideals kind of match up to a certain point, right? Like, so Larry is a person who wants to die, and where the monster is a person who wants to live. So I thought that dynamic was really cool, and you get elements of that in here, but I think it does suck that the producers decided to cut away the monster speaking, but I also could understand at the time, maybe they were like, oh, it's scarier when the monster isn't speaking. You know what I mean?
No, I think they just heard him talk and they were like, that sounds weird. Because
Yeah.
that was the whole thing, is that like they saw the monster, but it was like Lugosi's voice coming out of it, because they were just trying to continue the plot from Ghost of Frankenstein. And they were just kind of like, that don't work. And maybe it would have been weird, but I would love to hear it.
I would have loved to see
Because
it.
I know it
and
was
hear it.
recorded and then they just like ditched it. But I would
Hope that it's somewhere.
yeah, all this release, the Snyder cut stuff. I want the Frankie cut.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
if you look closely, even when he's like walking him to the library, Like it looks like his mouth is moving a little bit.
He's
There's a
actually
few scenes, yeah.
No, he's actually praying in those scenes.
Yeah, it's just like he's like,
Thank you, God. I just made a new friend named Larry. I hope we're friends forever.
But Chris, what are your final thoughts on this movie, and would you recommend it?
I mean, I definitely recommend it. I think it's iconic in terms of, I think, Universal Monsters. I also think, obviously, it's the first mashup of two characters, and they're two characters I obviously love. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a charming movie, and I think it's one of my favorite Universal Monsters.
Right.
I think the only one that I would put, and not to say that, like, I love them all, so it's kind of hard. But, like, this and I feel like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, I think, are, like,
So good.
amazing
That's
movies.
so good.
Which I would do that if you guys ever did.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Rory, what are your thoughts?
You know, I actually, because we had to throw this episode together so quickly, I had to get off work and then immediately start watching it. And I'm watching it, and I was just like, man, I love just being a horror fan.
I know.
I was
right?
like watching this, and I'm like, this is like something for you if you're a horror fan. It's like you're getting to watch like Frankenstein's monster and the Wolfman just brawl. It takes a long time to get there. There's probably different ways they could have done the script, but for what it is, I love it. I have a lot of fond memories of it, and it's just a really great first time monster mashup. And it makes me feel like this is for the horror fans, this one.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
And you would recommend this, of course.
Oh,
right?
absolutely not.
No. Not to one person.
This movie sucks.
Yeah. All right.
I have mood issues.
Yeah,
No.
that's okay.
I think like when I say it's for horror fans, I don't mean like you're gonna watch this and be scared, because you certainly won't be. But it's just kind of like a thing where you're like, this was like made for its audience, and it's great. I remember just seeing it for the first time and just being like, wow, I get to watch this. This is cool as shit. So I recommend it. I recommend it with all of my heart. Even though I know that if you're like a young person right now and you watch this, you'd be like, no.
6, 7.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
you're probably right. I feel like I said, like when I grew up, I always say, like, I feel like the Universal Monsters were like my version of like the cartoons, because I would always watch them and always love this one. I feel like more as a kid, I feel like you would like watching like the monsters brawl. But the one thing I definitely remember is being in Suncoast Video in like the early 90s. And at that point, there was a lot of cool VHS cover art. And I still remember the Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman one. I still have it. A little green background. You have Bela's Frankenstein staring at you. And then you have Lon Chaney's kind of staring at you too. And I'm like, it's just fucking cool. And then you see like the movie poster and they're like grabbing each other, like throwing fists.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. Like,
It's so cool.
everything about this is awesome.
Do you know how I first became aware of this movie?
No.
Do you guys remember the Crestwood House books? They were these thin books. They were like for kids. And it would be like Dracula, Frankenstein, but they were all specific to the Universal monsters. They'd have like King Kong, even though I know it's not Universal, but they'd have the Godzilla. But on the back, it was orange, and there was King Kong. Look them up.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
First time I ever became aware of a lot of these movies was in a library when I was like very little. And I remember the Crestwood House book for this. It just sort of has the Wolfman, the Frankenstein monster, and like they're like, looks like they're like going at each other. Yeah. And I just remember being like, that looks like the coolest fucking movie ever made. And I was right.
That's really cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is awesome. I'm looking at it now.
And I feel like I didn't really get to first off, so my final thoughts on this movie, incredible, right? These movies, Universal movies, have such a charm to them, and I feel like any filmmaker needs to watch these movies because there's such an aesthetic that and so beautiful, especially if you're a set designer and
That
you're
cemetery would be like
ideal
porn for you.
Oh my god, there's so many sets throughout all of these like Universal movies that like if you're a set designer, it's so easy that you would want to pull stuff from this all the time or be inspired by that kind of artwork that just the movie in general. I feel like Lon Chaney really turns it up. He's incredible. And I don't know. I was really, really impressed by his work. The makeup is awesome. I feel like the Wolfman makeup kind of has like an improvement a little bit.
Oh, for sure. He looks great in this.
Yeah, he looks so good in this. And the transformation's awesome. And even the storyline of how they bring it together. I remember, do you guys ever see the movie Speechless? Or no? It's a movie that came out in the 90s starring Gina Davis, Michael Keaton, and Christopher Reeve. And for me, that was like the closest I ever saw like Batman and Superman in the same movie. And I was like, this movie rules, and I loved it, right? So I can't even imagine being a kid, and I was like a fan of Frankenstein, and I loved the Wolfman, and these two are coming together for the first time in a movie. I would have lost my mind. It's kind of like Freddy vs. Jason, like for us, right?
Yeah.
That is a perfect equivalent.
Yeah.
It's like seeing these two characters who you grew up and you love their movies and
You know,
you're so
every
into.
word to both of their franchises.
Yeah,
You know, it's
and-
like funny because I always hear people say things to me like, I can't differentiate the Friday 13th movies, or like they're all the same. And I'm like, they're, to me, like they do have specific looks and like a specific direction in all of them. And Jason has his own specific look. So it's like, you just know them in and out. And the same thing with the Nightmare
Right.
movies, you know them in and out. So to see that time when Freddy vs. Jason was coming out,
Yeah.
it was like we were like as big of fans as you could possibly be of something.
Right.
And then you were going to the movies
Yeah.
to see it. And it was like, I don't know if you remember this or not, but like that was a start, stop type of thing. It was in like development hell forever.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they finally got it together and they dropped the trailer and it was like game
Holy
fucking
shit.
on.
Yeah.
I remember like going like opening night dressed up as Freddy and Schwartz.
Yeah.
I believe was dressed as Jason, and we were like taking tickets from people, which
Yeah.
is a true story.
I probably saw you guys at
Probably
Cinemark.
because we were like assholes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is, yeah, that's a perfect equivalent because like if you were like say like growing up in the 30s into the 40s, like just being like, wow, you get to see these two icons brawl.
Oh my god! Right? It's like iconic. It's an event. It's like an event movie.
Yeah.
100%. So
And it sounded as something stupid when they pitched it, but really, it's like a fucking kid's dream to see that stuff.
It was
Right.
it was kind of like incredible, those books I was talking about, like just seeing those images and being like, what are these movies? Because like they weren't, I mean, the thing like a lot of people don't understand is that like right now you can go on Amazon Prime, you can go on HBO Max, whatever, you can find like whatever movie you want.
Yeah.
But like there was a little period of time where these movies were like really hard to come by. Especially the sequels. Like you could probably go to a video store and find like Frankenstein, Dracula, like all the first ones.
Yeah.
But those like Ghost of Frankenstein, good fucking luck finding that in a video store at one
Yeah,
point.
you would
Yeah.
get lucky sometimes with Suncoast, but
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you're not getting like
Dude, I'm going back even
Right.
before
you're not even getting like the
Suncoast.
Hand of Mummy or anything like that. You're not
Exactly.
getting any of that stuff.
But like I remember when they started putting them out on DVD, it was certainly easier to find them. But just like kind of digging through video stores and finally being able to see some of this stuff, where you were just kind of like, this is like what, like it's like you just understood. You're like, this is like such an important part of a genre that you love. Like you're like, this is like, you know, I don't know, man. It's just like it's so firmly embedded into the DNA of the genre. Like I don't know if the genre would be a genre without these guys.
Right.
It's
So
like
just to kinda
really
see 'em brawl.
interesting thinking of like film history. And you have a movie like The Wolfman. Today we'd be like, let's watch all the Freddys. Let's watch all the Jasons. Then we'll like go to see Freddy versus Jason.
Right.
Back then it's like, oh, here's The Wolfman. Oh, by the way, you're not gonna be able to watch that again. But
That's
here you
true.
go. Here's Freddy versus Jason. Or here's like Frankenstein meets the Wolfman.
That's true, dude. That's a thing. Like back in like what 30s, 40s, it's like you better fucking get to the theater if those movies came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like there was no VCRs, there was no
No,
like,
I
DVD
would
players.
fucking hate to live in a like
Me
a time
too.
like that. That
But-
sucks.
But at the same time, like there is something shitty that happens when you have the ability to just get whatever you want all the time.
Yeah.
It's to some people, they probably think that's very pleasing because it's instant gratification. But some of the biggest charges I've ever had in my entire life was going to like one of those weird hole in the wall places that sold like used VHS tapes and being like, holy shit, I found Return of the Living Dead.
Dude, I know. It's insane. Like, especially back in the day, and like finding anything horror related, it was like nearly impossible. Unless you went to like Spencer's once in a while, they'll have like some cool horror stuff. Compared to today, I feel like there's so much stuff that's out. There's like NECA figures,
anything.
like
I think
Trick or Treat Studios.
They're smart enough now to realize that horror movies are sellers.
Yeah, but like back in the day, it's like so hard to come across some of that stuff, right?
It's so special though,
and it was so special, and even now, like like being a music collector or like vinyl, and I'm like, I'll find something, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I found this. It's such a cool feeling, you know?
and it's like that type of thing is like going away. I think it's probably like still one of the things I love about being like a physical media hoe.
Yeah.
It's just like that feeling of like going in somewhere and being like, wow, they have this movie.
Dude,
that discovery.
Yeah.
Or like when you're on the hunt for something. I think one of the most amazing versions of this whole thing was when, and I'm sure you went through your own hunt on this one, was when they had the Halloween 6 producers cut.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
my
that was
God.
like this
Yeah.
mythic thing.
Mythical
Yeah.
thing.
And I remember like going on like I was like very little when I was doing this, but going online and like going on eBay and always getting outbid and losing because I didn't have a lot of money.
It went for a lot of money
It
back
did.
then.
And I remember the one time I finally won, and I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna send that to my house. And it was like the worst experience because Amazon right now could just drop it off the next day. You had to fucking wait for the mail in a big bad way back then. And I just remember like sitting there checking the mail every single day, waiting for a crummy VHS tape to come. To the credit of the person who sold it to me, it was very good quality for a VHS tape. I was very excited. But it had like those little DAT numbers at the bottom.
Right,
of the
yeah.
screen. And it was so cool because I was just like, wow, like I had to spend years. Not even like, it wasn't like a thing like it was like, oh, 1 week and I went looking. It was like a number of years to finally get this thing. And I think we're just losing that for convenience.
Yeah, I think also maybe it's torturing myself, but a lot of times I could easily just go online and probably find some music and buy it. You know what I mean? Off of eBay or something. But to me, I'm always like, no, I have to find it like myself.
Me too, yeah.
I'm always so a lot of the, especially when it comes to like vinyl or some certain things, I'm like, no, I want to find that myself and get it. You know what I mean? Because there's I don't know what it is, but there's something about going to a store and you look and you just come across something that you're like, you've been looking for a long time, and you go, oh my god, I can't believe they have this.
Like when I found the Ramones Rocket to Russia album.
Oh my
It
god,
was like
I can't
an
even
original
imagine.
pressing, and I'm like, this is like the really good one.
Yeah.
This is like a really good album.
Dude, there's so many times like that has happened. Well, like I remember I was like, oh, I really want to like try to see if I can find the Go-Go's, right? And then like within like 3 months, I ended up finding them all in record stores, which is insane. But I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I have Beauty and the Beats, right? And oh my god, I have Talk Show. And then oh my god, I have like Vacation now. And I was like freaking out because I was like, oh, this is gonna be impossible to find.
I was going to say this. I love that we all met each other. I really do.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's like one of those things you should probably like say to the people that you love every so often. But I think it's so cool that we have so many friends who are like this.
I know, right? It's
I know that there's people listening to this podcast right now that are probably just like, yeah, I do that too. And it's just so I feel so like lucky to like have known so many people that just know what we're saying right now and just being like, yeah, you guys
yes,
are right.
that's I'm on. With
Yeah,
it.
it's great because I just feel like we have like such similar experiences, just like loving things and just like that. Like you think of like the time that you spend on the planet, and so many of the big jolts and moments of happiness that you have were just time spent at a movie theater or finding an old record or like finding like a Blu-ray or something.
Yeah.
And it just like, I don't know, it's cool.
It's amazing.
I remember yelling really loud at Circuit City when I found Candyman 3, because that was for a long time fucking impossible to find.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way. And like I'm just randomly flipping through and I'm like, Candyman 3, what the fuck?
Dude,
Day of the Dead.
the way we became friends is physical media. You know what I mean? Like, you came into FYE looking for Phantasm 2. It was very Lost Boys. You came in, you're like, hey, you have Phantasm 2? I'm like, that's a pretty serious movie.
Yeah. It's a serious book.
It's like a lot of that stuff. Like,
And then we're testing
smart.
each other on like horror movies. Like, you ever see Fright Night? It's like, yeah. You ever see Evil Dead? I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we were just going back and forth. And then we're like, oh, this guy is like legit, like a horror fan. So I just, it's kind of cool to think about that. Like how, sometimes you can just randomly meet someone and you bond over like horror movies like that.
so many
like us,
people.
we did too. You know what I mean? It was like Star Wars was the initial intro to it, but then it was like, oh, you love horror movies? I fucking love horror movies. So it's just, it's awesome.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, I don't. Sometimes I have to take a minute to realize this, but there are people that I meet in my life who like don't really have a lot of like friends, right? And I always feel bad, so you try to like bring them in. You're like, hey, hang out.
Hey, come on.
But
Yeah.
but like, I think it's so crazy that we know so many people that are like genuinely interesting, passionate people, and who like love art and create art and do their own thing, and then love going to the movies and talking about movies, and like, it's just it's really neat. And I mean, I just remember for like a long time in my life just thinking that's just how everybody had it. And then you realize that that's not true. Some people don't have even like a sliver of it. And it's just, I feel terrible about that because you're just like, man. But we should get into our favorite kill.
Yes. Okay. So before we do anything else, yes, I recommend this movie. But yeah, what is, Chris, your favorite kill in this movie?
Probably the grave robber. I think grave
Yeah.
robber.
Yeah. Okay.
I just like that. Help me.
Help me.
Help me.
Help me.
Nah, you're fucked.
It's like The Fly. Help me. Rory, how about you? What's your favorite
I'm
kill?
a sucker for a dead kid. So whatever the Wolfman did to that kid that they were carrying around.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with the one cop when the Wolfman jumps out behind him and he's like strangling him and stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I like that. That was a lot of.
There's
that was
only
some
one
good stuff.
negative.
What?
The only negative is Lawrence didn't kill the fucking singer.
Yeah.
That's
Take that
true.
fucker.
That's true. He packed his shit after Lawrence threatened him.
He was like, I'm out.
I'm out of here.
Go fuck yourself and fuck you for looking like the guy from The Artist.
Criticism noted.
But all right, let's go into our emojis.
Let's hear those burn ass emojis.
All right, Chris, go ahead. What are your emojis for this movie?
I give it a wolf. I give it a castle. I give it a microphone. I give it an ice cube. And that's it.
All right.
Cool.
All right, I like it. You?
Oh, I'm sorry. A lightning bolt, too.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah.
So there's like a monster emoji, right?
Yeah.
There's a wolf emoji, as you just said. I'm gonna put a fist in there because those two are fighting. I'm gonna put a heart because it brings me back to when I was a child and I was watching monster movies, and that was the best goddamn thing I could do with a Friday night.
Yeah.
And then also like the dead kid emoji. Oh, fuck. There's like two horses in this, so two horse emojis.
Oh, yeah.
Malea's got some fucking dogs running around the encampment, which is cool. There's some good animal actors in this.
I mean,
There's some bats.
We also forgot about the obvious one. The full moon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's like 90 of those in this movie.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I gave this a moon, a bolt for Frankenstein's neck bolt, and paw prints for the Wolfman.
I'm going to deduct you some points. That's a crescent moon.
Yeah,
That's crescent.
I like
You
crescent
fucking
moon stuff.
asshole.
No, that's not part of it.
Get him out. You know,
fuck.
all that nice stuff I just said about you, I'm taking it all back.
Oh, fuck.
Did he even watch the movie? It's not a crescent movie.
He was actually just doing the plot to Dude, Where's My Car?
I feel like Lawrence was like, "Oh no, a crescent moon."
What if instead of like, they're supposed to drain him. What if they actually gave him the power that anytime any moon is out, he's now
he's
a
just like,
fucking wolf.
"Ah, shit."
He's like, God damn it, it's a crescent moon.
Oh, not that moon.
Oh no, that moon turns me into something else. A drunk. Okay. Let's go into our plugs.
It's time for a plug.
All right, Chris, you could start us off. What do you have to plug? Any cool projects? Some fourth cut stuff, some reviews. What you got?
Well, I do have the letterbox, and that is fourth cut. If you want to go on there, I've was plugging away with that. I'm still doing the Criterion Challenge, although I did hit a bad one. Well, I don't want to say a bad one, but it's one that kind of like is making me take like a little bit of a break. To some, I'm sure they probably like it, but Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas definitely required me to take a break, especially since I thought it was a Nick Cage movie that I was getting. So
You thought I was leaving Las Vegas?
I mixed them up. Yeah.
Dude, leaving Las
I was
Vegas
like
is so
excited.
good.
Movie rocks.
And then I saw Johnny Depp. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like this. It's not that I hated it. It was just a
Goddamn bats.
little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't like it?
No.
Holy shit, I love that
I
movie.
didn't like it. I
The
think.
only part I like is Tobey Maguire, I think, when he shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. I feel like who. I mean, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate on this. You know who's just as useless in that movie? Benicio del Toro. And you know what he was otherwise useless in? One battle after another.
Well, I disagree.
He's gonna get the pitchforks out at me.
disagree. I know.
I
The
disagree.
Visceria mob.
So what else do you have to plug, buddy?
Fourth Cut is coming back, and we're going to be doing a series called Finding Americana, and that's going to be cool because that could be like anything. It could be history, could be movie locations, could be music, could be anything Americana. So we spent a lot of time over the weekend filming a couple videos for that. So that'll be dropped momentarily, I would say. We were talking about bringing back the podcast for a little bit, but I'm not sure in what regards that would be, if it is at all. But yeah, otherwise that's pretty much all I got.
All right. How about you, Rory?
I got Raven View Productions. It's on the socials and the YouTubes. You can now check out The Bird and the Beauty wherever the fuck you wanna on the YouTubes.
On the
It's-
YouTubers.
It's for free and you can watch it. It's good stuff.
It's a great movie, written and directed and produced by you.
I-
And a lot. You wore a lot of hats on that one.
Well, there's a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people bringing their A game.
Right.
That's really cool though, because I finished a full length screenplay. Actually spent the last couple of days just tweaking some little things in it, but that's done, and that's something I'll talk to you about soon. Because I'm like really like had a moment the other day where I was like, I need to do this right now because
Right.
I'm gonna lose my brain if I don't. Sarah Vista broker real estate.
For sure,
You want to buy or sell a house? That's where you do it. We got Gravy Diggers Pot Pie, Gravy Artisan Matt Rinaldi
Yum, 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 yum,
making gravy and putting you in the hospital in the process. Swartz, Dreamboat. Go see him perform at the Electric City Improv with Alec James and Ed Zielinski. They're fucking hilarious, and their whole group is hilarious. There's so much hilarity going in that place. It's just like a space filled with positive vibes. Real Chronicle, friend of the show, Dave Gonzalez. You should check out his awesome podcast called Real Chronicles if you want to learn about film history and you want me to be on there sometimes to bring the quality of the show way the fuck down with all my stupid comments and times I show up intoxicated and just ruin the whole goddamn show. But,
Whoa, man.
Yeah, man, it's rough. Hey, you
real
can
Lawrence
also
Talbot.
go on Rotten Tomatoes and you should read Dave's reviews. Don't just read the blurbs. You got to read the whole thing because that's how you get guys like Dave where they deserve to be. I'm telling you, he is a legit hardcore cinephile, lives for the stuff. So help him. I don't think he needs our help. He's just like he's doing really well. It's so funny to me that like his His blurbs, like those little quotes, are on the 2 of the Best Picture winner movies.
Yeah.
Because he's like, for Sinners, he's on like the Blu-ray or the 4K.
4K.
And then for most of the One Battle After Another stuff, he's on there. And I'm like, oh, proud of him. So, Criterion Collection, motherfuckers, because we spend so much of our own money on it, and it's become a problem. And I'm having to,
Yeah, Chris is a big
hand
collector of
jobs.
Criterion as well.
Oh, yeah.
Amanda Aesthetics.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need some cosmetic shit. She's got your hookup. She'll hook you up. Look her up. She does stuff like that. We got Trivia Master Brad, hardest working man in trivia. He's always doing stuff, and I don't know how the fuck he does it. It looks exhausting, but he's great at what he does. You can go in there thinking you know some stuff, and you'll leave learning more stuff. Man will humble your ass. And then finally, the most important thing that I can plug with my time on this show, Kitties of Any PA Pet Rescue. That's where you at home can get your own cat like I did. That's where Baby Ella Cat came from. She's a cuddler cat, and you can get your own cuddler cat. She's got big spooky eyes, and there's spooky-eyed cats there, not her. Not this specific one. I got the best one. But you guys can get your own cat. And they're real soft, and they're all well taken care of there. They get their shots. They get literally ready just to be dropped into your home. They rescue these cats. They do all the wonderful things that they should be doing, saving cats. So if you need a quick link to them, you can go on FREAKQUELSPodcast.com, and then you can get involved or get fucked.
Nice.
You're next.
First up, Adam Farley's music. Check that out on Spotify, iTunes, and if you want to go see him play live or get info and some merch, go to themdgcrew.com. Also, check out Chris Alou. He's in a play coming up at the end of April and beginning of May at the Diva Theater. Yeah, go check that out. It's going to be awesome. Also, check out New Metal Messiah, Jon Snow.
Metal Messiah. Jon Snow.
One of the hardest working men in new metal.
New metal.
He's in like 18 or 19 different cover bands of new metal cover bands. So go check him out. He's amazing to see live. So go to easterntributecollective.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram, and you can find links to all their stuff there. Also, check out The Fall of the House of Usher, playing at Actor Circle, directed by Marnie Azzarelli,
Shit.
our friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
And then also, what else do I have to plug? Respawn Tattoo.
Respawn Tattoo with Gentle J.
Get a tattoo. Don't think, get ink.
Yeah, don't think, just ink.
Yeah, and Gentle J, he's one of the greatest dudes. This is where we are doing our podcast now here at Respawn Tattoo. So make sure to come check them out. Get to know Jay, and you'll love him. He's amazing. He's like one of the greatest dudes.
But don't tell him that we're recording here because he don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know. We just sneak in every night. And then also check out Kids on Bikes. They're my brother's band, so they're on Spotify. And also check out Shantytown Design. They just won an award, and they're amazing. So if you need help with a website or some kind of design or anything like that, they'll help you out. So check out Shantytown Design. And finally, check out FREAKQUELSPodcast.com, where you can also find merch and links to everything we talked about. Also, we have merch out there of we have some glassware, we have some t-shirts, we have some hoodies. So go check that out. It's awesome, and we really appreciate it. And if you guys get any kind of merch, send us a picture, and we'll make sure to post it onto our socials.
Yeah, you want to pop a shirt on, we'll say, hey, that's a Freakquels fan.
Yeah, put that on a social.
Put it on the socials.
Yeah.
You could say, hey, it's me. I'm wearing a shirt.
I'm wearing a shirt. But special guest thank you, Chris, so much for coming on. We know it's like last minute, but dude, you freaking killed it. I love this bit, by the way, too, with the scripts. That was a good call. You guys did a great job playing the Wolfman and the monster.
I thought I was playing Elsa.
Nope, we didn't want Elsa in this.
No.
No, but Chris, thank you so much for coming on, and please come back anytime you want.
It's going to be a little bit now. 6 years now.
Oh God,
We can get you back here if we stick a Wolfman in it.
Yeah, I think I think any of the Universal monster movies, he's gonna be like, all right.
I don't know. There's 2 ones that I know I'll definitely do.
Yes, Abbott and Costello.
Meet Frankenstein. And then if you guys want to watch either the greatest movie in the world or the worst movie of the world, it's Some Other Woman.
Some Other Woman.
Yeah.
That's the name of it.
Yeah, I can't tell you what the movie's about. Now,
Okay.
look at Joe Petito when he watched it.
Oh, okay.
None of us can tell. We're just
Oh.
insanely fascinated.
Oh, that's
by
that
it.
movie. Okay,
Yeah,
I know what you're
the
talking about.
guy
It came
from
out like 2
Dodgeball.
years or 3 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
the guy from Dodgeball did it.
Yeah.
David Moore.
Yeah.
It's such a mystery. We actually created a support group that had like 75 random people join it because they also could not fucking figure out what the movie's about.
But yeah, dude, I appreciate you coming on last minute. Thank you so much. We love having you on, so come back anytime. And also, special thanks to everyone out there. We love you guys. Thank you so much for always tuning in all over the world and checking out our show. We really love and appreciate you guys. And with that being said, thanks for listening to
La 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 Life is long. Life long. Yes, it is long. Larry Talbot, I'm talking to you.
Why the fuck are you singling me out?
Because I can read minds.
Oh, please don't do that.